Well, I don't want to get fired.
Yeah.
I'll do a very simple, quick recap, and then we'll get going.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. All right. Last session, we saw our adventurers arriving in Secomber after a hard-fought battle. They followed Abel back to the House of Worship, and Bernier locked the group in with the intent of finding answers to so many questions. Tensions began to rise as fingers started getting pointed. Nervous of the end result, Abel snuck out and got the nearest guards. After a heated argument, the guards After a heated argument with the guards, Bernier was able to scare them off. They headed to Red's Tavern to drink the tension away. The next morning, they headed off to collect the reward from Abel, sell stuff over at Hide and Seek. As they left and headed into the center of town, they noticed a large wagon with a strange gnome setting up his mobile shop for the day. So, as you guys walk up, you see, not too unfamiliar to your own wagon, this big wagon in the center of town. There's a bunch of chests and bags in the back, and just like yours, it has the kind of poles that come out where a horse would be tied in to carry it, but you see no horse. It's just this wagon that has appeared in the center of town, and you see this little 3-foot forest gnome with wavy shoulder length, like very unkempt brownish red hair. He has like a thin mustache that is just starting to curl at the end, a brown tunic, black shorts. He has no shoes on, and he has a brown cape, but it's too, like, you could tell it wasn't fitted for him. It's too long, so it's been fraying at the bottom, just from being rubbed on the ground. And you see he's very frantically, he's like in the bag, like this one bag, like further than anything else. Like as he's throwing all these like staffs out, you can see him kind of dive into the bag and his whole body sticks into it and his feet are just kind of sticking out. And then you just see more items kind of frantically just moving around. And he pops out as he sees you guys approaching, and in like this very spastic voice, he's like, "Hello, what can I do for you guys today?"
Real quick, before we get started, did we take a long rest before the beginning of this? We did, correct?
Yeah, because we
spent the night at the tavern, and then we...
This is the morning now.
Yes, correct. This is the morning. Okay. I would say it's probably like 11 o'clock, just from the time that like you got up, you went, got your reward, you got sold all your items. I would say it's probably like noon.
Did we level up? I don't know. No, never mind.
Yelling at guards does not provoke a level up. You should be level 3, correct?
Damn.
What is the charge?
What is the charge? Okay, cool.
Piece meal. Okay, so it's in the center of town.
Where is...
I'm like going through my inventory. I'm like, how does money work? Oh,
how does money work?
Oh, I forgot to introduce.
Okay, yeah,
as he stands up, he says hello to everybody, and he goes, "Hi, I'm Pip, the purveyor of particularly obscure oddities." That is his shop title.
Ooh, obscure.
Uh-oh, got it.
Gox is going to walk up to him and ask him if he's got anything special for me.
Special? Oh boy, do I have special. I have all sorts of special. What kind of special are you looking for?
Yeah.
Looking for special armor.
Special armor. Armor's like the one.
Let me take a look at your wares.
Something light, not heavy.
Armor's like the one thing that I could not find. I have an idea. Okay. He's gone. He dove into that knapsack and just fucking disappeared. Like, you don't know how it happened, but he's just gone. Where did it go?
He just climbs into a bag of holding.
Literally. While this is happening, he's just gonna be walking around this thing, scoping out all of his obscure items and all that.
So
Yeah,
I will say,
Ben's gonna check out the carriage. Oh, sorry.
while he's in there searching around, you see a lot of things that almost don't appear initially useful right now. You see a cane just lying there. There's this doll that looks like something made of fucking nightmares. You just see a couple rocks. There's multiple stabs. Some of them have flowers on them. One of them has like kind of a snake head at the top of it. You see some rope, a stack of cards, a sword, a robe with like a bunch of stuff kind of patched all over it. Just a lot of like really strange things that don't look particularly useful. So if anybody wants to like reach out and like touch one of them, I can go into a little bit more detail.
I'm curious about the cards.
The cards? Okay.
I roll like a perception check on them or an insight check.
Or would he just like explain what it is?
Yeah.
So as you reach out and take, it's hard to dual screen this. So the deck of cards, as you kind of flip through them, you see a bunch of different images on them, like a dragon, an archmaid, a bandit captain, a beholder. And he kind of pops back out without armor at the moment. And he just looks at you. He's like, "Oh, I see you're interested in that deck. It's the deck of illusions.
Wow.
It is
That could be useful.
The magic deck functions only if the cards are drawn at random. You can take a magic action to draw a card at random from the deck and throw it on the ground. An illusion of a creature determined by rolling of the deck of illusions table forms over the thrown card and remains until dispelled."
Ooh.
Very nice.
How much are they?
The deck of illusions. I'll give you them for 200 gold.
I am 6 gold pieces short, but can we bargain?
You
with the
can.
items I have? Let's see, what do I have?
Do you have anything that could pack a punch at a range?
At a range. So he dives back. He dives back in, and you see the bag kind of moving around, and he pulls out a bow. You said range, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or even like kind of like a glaive or like a spear.
Interesting.
Oh, like longer reach.
Yeah, like a lot, like not like arrows or anything like that, but something that has like some reach, some distance.
I could see you rocking a halberd or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood," and he kind of just dives back in with the bow.
While this is happening, I want to like pick up the sword and like see what that's about. When you get a second, I know you're looking up 20 different fucking things.
Yeah,
right
I was
now.
gonna say.
I'm just like waving my hand in the queue. You know what I mean? Like,
Of course,
I'm writing down my question.
yeah.
What was that Tom Clancy game that like it was an MMO, but the NPCs could only be talked to one at a time, so everyone would make queues?
It was a Tom Clancy game. That was an MMO.
It was the post-apocalyptic Tom Clancy game, like after the world ended.
Oh! Are you thinking of the Division?
I'm thinking of the Division.
Yeah, that was a good game. I like that game, honestly.
I just remember when it came out, you could only talk to one NPC at a time, so people had to have lines.
Yeah.
So we're just in a queue in front of this guy.
In a queue to talk to an NPC, to skip through all the fucking dialogue.
It's like Baldur's Gate. I get it.
Yeah.
So after a long time of rummaging around, you see this giant axe start coming out of the bag. It looks like it starts stretching it, and it's gonna just rip. And slowly, just keep the handle comes out, and he's like, the second it gets out, it just falls over like it's clearly too heavy for him to hold it. And he's presented you with the Executioner's Axe. You gain a +1 bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls. Any humanoid hit with his weapon takes an extra 2d6 slashing damage, and you gain temporary hit points equal to the extra damage dealt.
Nice.
Oh shit! It's like a pole axe kind of like?
It can
What's
be
the
anything.
reach
A
on it?
battle axe. Kind of?
So I'll say it's if you're looking for a halberd, we can make it a halberd. Because I think
Okay.
that would have,
Okay.
I'm assuming that would have 10 feet for reach. I think that's how like the glaives and
Yeah.
longer weapons work.
Right, yeah, because right now my great axe is only a 5 foot.
Yeah, so
And, I
I'm
have
pretty
the
sure that,
javelins, but they don't do a lot of damage.
yeah. It being a very rare item, it's going to be like 1,000 gold.
Okay.
Oof.
That is nice. That is a nice weapon, though.
Can I ask
am
a
not
question?
doing
What
it.
type of gnome is this guy?
He is a forest gnome.
Second question.
Yes.
Is all gnomish the same? Because in my gnomish it says rock gnome next to it. Does that mean I can only speak gnomish with those?
I think gnomish is like a
Actually,
general.
check your,
General?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
a
I think that would be
general
general.
language. I think it's just gnomish.
Okay.
It's a different accent.
Also, Tom, Goxon's going to look at Brunier and tell him, hey, if you need some extra money, I give you a loan, but there's interest. Just saying. I can dish some out, but
I know you're tight with your alimony payments.
hey. She's an angry bitch.
In hearing that,
And
robe. What is this robe?
Brunier holds up
The robe
that
has
creepy
some-
doll. I was like, maybe you could give this as a gift, and she will give you a break with the money.
Ben, hearing that you were trying to get a little bit longer reach, kind of like jiggles his whip. Like, is this an idea? Maybe his colored bandana thing.
What? I'd rather grow a tail than have the whip.
Ben shrugs and puts it back behind his ear.
Yeah, thank you, though, my friend.
The sword. So he, Josh, who is looking at the sword? Jeremy.
Yeah, I was.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so he sees you kind of looking at it, and he can see that Brunier probably doesn't have the money for the axe, so he just like flips it and it falls back into the sack and just disappears. And he goes over and he's like, "Oh, that's a very, very nice sword." And he takes it from your hand and just chucks it over his shoulder, and it just goes flying through the air. And then it
Cut out,
just
Bobby.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
I heard you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, you're good.
It did
So-
start for a second, but I hear you, yeah.
So he takes the sword, he throws it over his shoulder, it kind of spins through the air. It looks like it might hit like a civilian, and then it just stops in midair, and then just hovers there for a second, and slowly just flies back, and it lands in his hand. And it is called the Dancing Sword. You can take a bonus action to toss this magic weapon into the air. When you do so, the weapon begins to hover, flies up to 30 feet, and can attack one creature of your choice within 5 feet of itself. So the weapon uses your attack rolls and your ability modifiers. While the weapon hovers, you can take a bonus action to cause it to fly up 30 feet to another spot within 30 feet of you. After the hovering weapon attacks for the fourth time, it will fly back to you and tries to return to your hand. If you have no free hand, the weapon falls to the ground in your space. If the weapon has no obstructed path to you, it moves as close to you and then falls to the ground.
So when the weapon is floating, right, does it act as like another being I control, or is that counts as my action is still using that sword even though it's floating on its own?
So you would, I think, from what it sounds like, you use your bonus action to fly it around and attack.
Okay,
like
and
a
my main
summon.
action I can still use. Okay, that's pretty fucking sweet. And what's the damage on it?
It says well, it depends on what weapon we want to make it because it can
I can still
be
bind other weapons as my pack weapon.
it can be a greatsword, a longsword, a rapier, a scimitar, or a short sword. So I didn't like lock down what type of sword it was going to be because I wasn't sure if anybody was going to buy it. I didn't want to like set in stone a sword that nobody was like proficient in. So it's whatever type of sword the purchaser
Gotcha.
wants to make
Yeah.
it.
It's kind of a cool idea though. Like, yeah, like whoever holds it, it becomes the sword that they want it to be. That's kind of a cool
Yeah.
idea.
I'd want it to be a long sword.
Yeah.
We can make if you wanted to buy it as a longsword, that's fine. Like I just didn't want to lock it in as like, oh, this is a short sword, and then just no one wanted a short sword, so it makes the weapon like pointless. Not
Yeah.
I don't
How
care
much
about the
does it go
rules
for?
enough. That's a very rare weapon, so it's also 1,000. I kind of have it set up, generally speaking. Listen, the gold system in this game is fucking trash. I think the actual price of these is like upwards of like over 3,000 gold, and I was like, well, that sucks. So I'm making just as a
Yeah.
general slate, very rare weapons 1,000, rare weapons 500, common 250, with the exception of like some of the goofy items that he has, because there's a lot of them that serve no purpose. So I'm gonna make them cheaper, so that way like you're inclined to like buy them for funsies.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Do you want me to just?
Well,
Do
I
you want?
can't afford that, so
Do you want him to just run through all of the weapons real quick, just to like speedline it a little bit?
Yes, please.
Okay, so
Sure.
we have the
Oh.
dancing sword.
Mhm.
Nope, you're good.
We have the deck of illusions. We have if any of these sound interesting to somebody, just yell and I'll stop and do an
Getting that.
actual
Deck of
explanation.
Illusions.
Okay.
We have a taker on Deck of
We
Illusions.
have a going once, going twice, sold. We
Hey, wait a minute.
have the robe of useful items, the rope
Go
of
on.
How
much is that?
The robe of useful items is an uncommon one, so we'll say that will be
Useful.
100 gold. So the robe, I fucking love this. I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It is a robe. It's a white robe with all these different patches on it. And this robe has cloth patches of various shapes and colors covering it. While wearing the robe, you can take an action to detach one of the patches, causing it to become the object or creature it represents. Once the last patch is removed, the robe becomes an ordinary garment. So the patches that you see are a lantern, a dagger, a mirror, a pole, a rope, and a sack.
And that's it?
So in
When
addition,
you
the
rip off
robe.
the
So there's one more thing I didn't scroll all the way down apparently. So in addition, the robe has 4d4 other patches. The DM chooses the patches or determines them by rolling randomly. So those patches are a bag of 100 gold, a silver coffer, whatever it is. That is, it says it's a foot long, 6 inches wide and deep, and it's worth 500 gold. An iron door, 10 gems worth 100 gold each, a wooden ladder, a riding horse, an
Oh my god.
open pit,
I'm so
4 potions
I'm
of
sold
healing,
already,
a
Bobby.
rowboat.
so bad.
Okay, yeah, I mean, so he sees you both kind of like looking at it and like almost starting to like fight with it a little bit, and he's like, "Please, please, please! There's more where that came from." And he dives back into his sack, and there's just like a long pause, and he comes out with a second robe. So if you each want a robe, you can have one for 100 gold, and then Jade. Since everybody's buying so much stuff, what did I say the deck of illusions was? 250.
100. I have 194.
Okay, he'll
yeah, you
sell
said
it.
200 originally.
Okay, he'll sell it to you for 250 just because you guys are doing like a bulk purchase thing. So he's gonna drop the price for you just as a bargain.
How much?
So
Wait,
You
did you
said,
say? I
you
think.
said 200 originally.
Yeah, it went,
One-
it went up.
He was
250
so
more.
short.
haggling, baby.
That's a bad deal. What's going on
150.
with this little fucking gnome, huh?
He's shifty, man. It'll be 150. He'll drop it down to
Give you a best
150 so you can afford it.
best
The
price.
best,
Best
Alright.
price
the
for
best
you,
I
my
can
friend.
do is 300 going once, twice, God, forever. Okay, so Jade has
How many
the
cards
deck.
are in it?
I believe. Let's see. It says this box contains a full deck, so 34 cards, 32
Holy crap.
specific creatures, and 2 with a mirrored
Oh, shit.
surface.
Ben
Okay.
sees
So a deck found as treasure is usually missing 1d20 minus 1 cards. So roll a d20, add 1 to that number, and whatever that is, you take that away.
Low, baby, low.
Low.
15.
15, so 16. What's the math? Somebody math for me. 34 minus 16. Is that 18?
Oh no, it's 15 with the
18?
+1.
Oh,
I
15.
rolled a 14.
Oh,
Oh, 15. So
so 19.
you have 19 deck cards from the deck of illusions.
That's
And
worth it.
yeah, so
That'll come in
basically
handy.
you just roll, it looks like you roll a D100 because you have to pull it randomly. So whenever you pull
Put it on
one,
my
you
phone.
roll a 1D100, and then whatever it is what you got. The if you add it to the D&D Beyond inventory, you can pull it up and it'll show all of the different illusions that it
Okay.
has.
It's a deck of illusions.
Deck of illusions, yeah.
That's so cool.
That's cool.
And
How much were
then
you short by?
I think
Iberia's done.
Yeah.
okay, so we got one happy customer. Now we're gonna have 2 happy customers with the robes of useful items. I will say he pulls out the first one that was sitting there that you guys were initially fighting over. I'll say is white. Let's see. Britt, pick a number 1, 2, 3, or 4.
4.
4. The second robe that he pulls out for you is like a yellowish color, but just to have some
Ooh,
fun,
yes.
different shit. Okay, so that's
My can is
100 gold from each of you. So
And-
you have.
And Ben. Oh, sorry. Can I haggle with him?
Yeah, I guess if you want, if you feel the need to.
Oh no! I'm hoping that Ben looks so pathetic, trying to get this stupid robe, and the guy will feel bad or something.
Anytime I hear that word, I always just think of Mac from It's Always Sunny with the fucking pear.
haggle.
What do
Yeah,
you?
it's like, how
try
much
to
is
haggle
pear? It's
with
like
him.
75 cents. Like, I'll give you 50. It's like, I don't have time for this. All right, 50.
I'll give you 50.
Josh, as a mute character, what do you
Well,
do to convince this guy to haggle?
I was gonna say it's ridiculous because I have really high charisma, and I'm like, oh no, my character isn't talking.
Literally.
Shit, give me a.
All right, while you're
I'm
figuring
gonna
out how
say-
you're gonna get it. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Bye, Brittany.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know. Oops.
Josh, what's your move?
Whoopsie daisy.
You cheap fuck.
Okay, Ben gets really excited, like he's jumping up and down with the robe, and then he hears the 100, and he kind of like droops, and he wants to look really sad, like he's like a kid, like he like finds out the toy is too expensive.
All right, give me a persuasion roll with disadvantage because he's a fucking merchant. He's seen this act before.
Okay, disadvantage.
Can I interject and just be like, I'm gonna speak in his language, be like, I guess because we both are gnomes, so I'm gonna try to. I'm on his level. I'm gonna try to
Hook a brother
It's like-
up.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, honestly. I guess I'm gonna try to speak in our native mother tongue and be like, "Come on, look at this guy. He can't help us out. He can't help us out. We're buying customers. It's not like you have so many more things. We may buy more."
Both of you.
What's your
Well,
game,
okay.
friend?
Give me a persuasion roll, and then we'll see how that goes before we
Is that
make
just a-
Josh roll.
Okay. A persuasion roll. That's just
Yeah.
a D20, right?
Well, it's
I got a
Plus
19
Oh, nice.
plus persuasion plus 1, so I got a not natural 20, whatever
Oh
that
yeah.
is.
a dirty 20.
20.
Yeah, that.
Josh, you bastard! You're making other people do your dirty work for you. So he looks at
I
you
interject.
and he leans in. He's like, "It's rare I see another gnome wandering around. I'll give you guys a buy one get one 50% off deal. So it'll be what's that? 100.
150? No, 70.
Yeah, we'll do 75 each.
Okay, 150.
Ben jumps. He's
So
excited.
each one of you get your robe for 75 gold each, and then
Hell yeah.
roll. Each one of you roll 4d4 and add that together. In addition, the robe has 4d4 other patches.
D4 is the 4, duh. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The one with 4 on it.
And then I add them all together?
Yeah, and just let me
let
know
me
what
write
the
this down.
total number is.
4.
Oh yeah. Sorry. What do I write? Sorry. What do I roll?
4d4 and total that
4d4.
number up.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta roll the last one. 8, 9. 9 plus 3, what is that?
4.
12.
9 plus 3 is 12. Dumb. Sorry, I do math all day and my brain.
For some reason, this game, all just simple math leaves your brain.
I know.
21.
I do simple math all the time, but I got whatever that is, number 12.
Okay. Josh, what do you got?
I got 15.
Jesus Christ. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Whoops.
Sorry.
12, 13. All right, fuck it. I will say, for the sake of my own sanity, if you guys pull up, because you both rolled so retardedly high, if you pull the item, the robe of useful items up on D&D Beyond, and you scroll to the bottom of it where it'll say, in addition, the robe has 44 other patches, and you're supposed to roll a 1d100 that many times to see what other patches you have. I'm just going to say, because there's 13 additional options, I'm going to say that because one got a 12 and one got a 15, each one of those robes also has one of each of those patches. So just like throughout the game, keep track of which ones you use, because once you pull it off, that's it, it's done. So as you pull stuff off, just make sure to keep track of like what you've pulled off, because once they're all gone, then it is no longer a magic item. Okay.
A little confused by that. We'll figure it out as we go, I guess.
Yeah.
I got you.
I have it pulled up, but I don't get it. So we're gonna have to work together on that one.
We'll keep track together. I got you. Don't worry. Okay.
Thanks.
So that was 2 of his many items. He also has a rope of climbing. He has the quiver of El Noah. He has an energy bow. He has dust of disappearance. He has the staff of bird calls, the staff of flowers, the staff of adder. He has sending stones. He has the shield of expression. He has a talking doll. the veteran's cane, and then the executioner's axe.
Gogson's gonna ask him what's going on with that shield over there, buddy.
The shield is fucking. These items are dumb. And that's why I was like, I have to make a character around all of these items. So he's like, oh, you want to see what the shield looks like? And he turns, because like the shield was leaning, we'll say the shield was like leaning against the cart, but facing down, so you couldn't actually see what was on the like shield part. So as he like kind of picks it up, because it's like as big as him, and he turns it towards you, you just see like, you've seen Snow White, right? You know the talking
Mhm.
mirror? You know the
Oh my
talking
God.
mirror in
The
Shrek?
idea.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's that.
I think
It's
so.
just,
Yeah, I
it's
think so.
just that. There's just a giant face on the front of this mirror. So the front of the shield, the front of the shield is shaped in the likeliness of a face. While bearing the shield, you can take a bonus action to alter the face's expression. Yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
That's all it. That's it.
That's it.
That's kind
That's
That's
kind of
kinda
fucking cool.
All right, Gogson's gonna have a conversation with this fucking gnome. He's gonna say, first of all, you have to pay me to take that shield. Second of all, that sword is a price gouge. All right.
So
It's
while you're
either
talking
you
to
can work.
him, he just pulls this doll out.
What the fuck is that thing?
Yeah. Bin jumps.
Wait. Hey, can you send it? Did you just show something?
He did. It was a picture.
I can look it up.
Okay, right
Oh
after.
my God!
So
Yeah,
just
when he
as
pulls
you're
that up,
talking,
Gogson's
he
literally.
he just pulls it out and just shows it to you. And as you're talking to him, the doll just over and over again. It's like, come again, come again, come again, come again. So the talking doll, while this doll is within 5 feet of you, you can spend a short rest telling it to say up to 6 phrases, none of which can be more than 6 words long. But yeah, I saw the picture of it when I was rummaging through all the items. I was like, ah, fuck. I was like, all right, well, that's got to be in the game.
That's all he does.
Yeah.
What's the quiver and the bow? I was curious
Okay,
about
so
those two.
those are actually super useful. So the Quiver of El Noah is uncommon, so it'll be about 100 gold. Each of the quiver's 3 components connects to an extra dimensional space that allows the quiver to hold numerous items while never weighing more than 2 pounds. The shortest compartment can hold up to 60 arrows, bolts, or similar objects. The mid-sized compartment holds up to 18 javelins or similar objects, and the longest compartment holds up to 6 long objects such as bows, quarterstaffs, or spears.
Cool.
That's
And
awesome.
Pretty good.
It's 100 gold
That's
pieces.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Keep that in mind.
and then the energy
Any
bow. The energy bow, an arrow produced by this weapon deals 4. Oh, each time you pull, so there's no string on it, but when you pull back, a string appears. Each time you pull back in a firing motion, a magical arrow made of golden energy appears nocked and ready to fire. An arrow produced by this weapon deals force damage instead of piercing damage, and it disappears after it hits or misses its target. Until it disappears, the arrow emits bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet.
Okay.
Oh, and then it says as a magic action, which I'm pretty sure is just a regular action, you can fire 1 energy arrow from this weapon at a time. You can see within 60 feet of yourself. The target can be either a willing, medium, or smaller creature, or an object that isn't being worn or carried, provided the object is small enough to fit inside a 5-foot cube. The arrow teleports the target to an unoccupied space you can see within 10 feet of you.
Cool. Okay. Thank you. Next time.
Any potions or magic rings or necklaces? Any funny hats? Maybe one that talks.
I
Funny talking hat would be
unfortunately
nice.
There we go.
making me do work.
Maybe
I
a hat
don't.
that, as an action, does a hat wobble.
I don't think I found any like.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
he. I don't know what this hat would look like. This hat looks like the hat you were
20.
wearing in the car. It is the hat of disguise. While wearing this hat, you can cast disguise self on yourself. Disguise self spell.
Sombrero.
Sombrero.
That's cool.
Um.
how much?
Oh, this one's fun. Josh, you'll remember this one. These are
Oh boy.
uncommon. Yeah, hat of disguise is uncommon, so that's 100. And then after a moment of digging through, he comes out with this like shitty top hat that's like super worn. And he reaches in and he goes, I can pull more than just a rabbit out of my hat. And he pulls out a frog. It is the hat of vermin. This hat has this hat has 3 charges. While holding the hat, you can take an action to expend 1 charge and summon your choice of a bat, a frog, or a rat. The creature is indifferent
Nice.
towards you or any other creature, and it isn't under your control. It behaves as an ordinary creature or its kind and disappears after an hour.
Oh, it just exists.
Yeah, I mean, if you have speak with animals, you can convince it to do shit.
Right.
Who speaks with animals?
I
Fair.
can speak to animals. I can.
That could be useful.
Can you afford
potentially.
anything here?
I can. I don't want anything but the sword. That's all I want. But this little fucking gnome is a fucking
How much is the
goddamn
hat?
stifler over here, all right?
The hat
many
of
do you have?
vermin, Josh?
Yes, how much is the hat?
100 gold.
100.
Well, it's technically a common, so it's 250, but because it's a useless fucking item, I'll say it's 100 gold.
Pretty good.
What
I
did
already
you
got
guys
the-
do
I
for
already got the
D&D?
robe.
We sat and we listed off the dumbest items that our DM found.
I love
I
it.
know.
Does
I
this
do want
gnome
him to
have?
bargain.
Oh, sorry.
Before we're done.
What's that?
Does the gnome have normal supplies? Oh, sorry.
He does, yeah.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Ben is looking for 2 items. He would like ammo for his gun, so he pulls the pistol out and he taps the end of it and he points at it.
Okay, he kind of just gives you I think I got something for you, friend, and just like at this point, he just like he's not even getting out of the bag. He's just standing in it and keeps like squatting back down. Let me just check. I don't know how much bullets would cost in D&D.
I'm peeking over into his bag, like
You're trying to see.
As you poke in, he just closes it.
no. This is fun.
I have a
It is.
question while Bobby does that anyone can answer that knows about die. Why is my D10 not have a 10 on it but a 0? I'm assuming that 0 is a 10, correct? That's what that's supposed to be?
I
Because there's no
believe so,
actual
yeah.
0 you can
I
roll.
assume it would just mean critical in that case, yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? It's like not 10, it's just like a 0.
It's interesting.
Yeah, because the one I have, it's like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80.
Oh, does it mean like 100? But
It's probably just a fancy way of doing it.
Well, I have one of
Yeah,
those,
maybe,
Tom.
like, 0
I
is
thought
like
that was
crit
100.
fail.
Tom, I thought that was 100. I have one of those.
Yeah, I do too.
That's a D100, right? I'm talking about just the D10.
makes sense.
No, D100 is like the crazy big one that has like a million.
I think it's a
sides.
percentage.
But this is a 10. Oh yeah, maybe it is a percentage.
Yeah, I
And
guess
like the
percentage is what that is.
They still want to put 3 numbers on it, so you just put the 2 zeros.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about
so
just
10 is a
the
crit fail.
10. It just has a 0. But yeah, I'm assuming that 0 is 10. I just don't know why there's not a fucking 1 next to it. It's just weird, you know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, you might have. So the
On
one
the percentage die.
that might be 100.
What?
Think?
So, because I have some weird shit on mine too.
It's just 0 through 9.
So,
Mine's 0 through 9.
Hmm.
so the
Yeah,
so
0
like
through 9. Okay, so that is the D10, yeah.
I think, yeah, because when you do that with the weird the other weird dice that has like that's how you roll a D100. I'm pretty sure is you roll
Gotcha.
the 10 die
The
and the one that
percentage
has like
one,
yeah.
yeah, the percentage with that one. So like if I'm like boom, boom, then I get 36.
Yeah, I think that's why it has the 00 instead of an actual 10, so that way it has like a multi-use.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes
Also,
sense. Thank you for answering the
Josh,
question.
5 bullets will run you 1 gold. So he pops back out and he holds out a bag that has, if you want 25, that's going to be 5 gold because math.
Are you gonna be? Not to be pedantic. Do I need to buy like powder and I don't know how guns specifically work as an item in D&D.
I think it's just bullets.
I'm just gonna buy
Yeah,
bullet. Okay.
I would say bullets.
Yeah,
That's just
musket?
bullets. But if you want to make bullets, that's like probably a different thing where gunpowder would be involved, I guess. But as far as like you just shooting it in battle,
That's fine.
just bullets is fine. We'll
So
say
Ben
it's
gives
like
you. So
a
it's 5.
5 gold for 25, and if you want another one, he holds up like a second bag of 25. But if not,
So yeah, Ben tosses him 2 gold.
so he nods and he throws back because
Oh,
he's not
sorry.
even talking to you anymore. Just because you're not, you're just throwing money at him, and he just throws you the bag of gold. So you have 25 bullets.
Lovely.
Where was I? Super quick. The sending stones send messages. They're like a fucking telephone. The staff of adder turns into a goddamn snake for no reason. Staff of flower just makes
For no reason.
flowers. Staff of bird calls makes bird calls. Dust of disappearance. You when you use an action to throw the dust in the air, you and a creature and an object within 10 foot become invisible for 2d4 minutes. So it's just like invisibility powder. And then the rope of climbing is a 60-foot length of rope that can hold 3,000 pounds. While holding one end of the rope, you can take an action to command the other end of the rope to animate and move towards a destination you choose.
How much is that?
How much? Oh,
The rope of
Yeah.
climbing, because it's just rope, we'll just say it's 50 gold. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
look at this guy and say 50 gold for a fucking rope.
Oh, it's not any rope, sweetie. And he just holds
But
it
it's
up,
a
and it just starts like pretending to be a snake and just like going towards you.
Well, it's not just any rope.
It's magic rope.
I have a question, DM. The
Sure.
Goxen, did you want that magic sword?
I did, but I'm not willing to spend $1,000 on it. I'll tell you that right now.
Ben may have an idea. So here's my question, Bobby.
Oh,
Here's a
Jesus
question
Christ.
because
All right.
this is some rule. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm asking for some rules lawyering here. Does the sword look unique or special in any way, or does it just look like a sword that can happen to fly?
So no, it is special. So it has like the handle and the hilt is a pair of wings, and in the center of those wings is a blue gem, and then it has the actual blade.
So this is where some of the confusion with what my class can do comes in. If I wanted to create a non-magical version of just a fancy sword, what would the cost of that be, would you say?
Well,
I see what you've done.
so because I think with your like creation, I don't think you can create an item that is more than like a certain amount of money.
Yes, I wanted to create like just a sword. That's what I was wondering.
I would compare you making, because this is a very rare weapon and it requires attunement. You creating a copy of this is going to make like a Walmart replica. So it'll do like the damage, but it's not going to actually be able to do the magic ability.
Big. Okay. I don't want to be an asshole. What I was wondering. So what my class can do is I can create a non-magical item out of thin air. I wanted to try and make this sword, and then we swap it.
That's what I was thinking you were trying to do. You were trying to do like a
Okay.
switcheroo,
That's
like,
what I
without him noticing.
because I want to get you that sword, and I'm like, I have a gold limit that when I do that.
Is distraction a skill?
No, I'll throw you some gold if you pull it off. I'll throw you some gold.
I'll buy the rope.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll do it at the end.
Okay,
I'm
so
also
oh,
for
go ahead.
the quiver.
The quiver. The
So
quiver.
Use the
I
bathroom.
do have 44 gold pieces. Pull up my inventory again. I have 44 gold pieces, but I also have some extra gear I've been carrying. Like I have leather armor, and like my current bow I can get rid of.
Okay, I would
I just
say.
thought you were doing. I'm
And my
like,
scimitar.
I would
that's
say
right.
with all of the dealing that you guys have been doing, the high charisma roll earlier, I would say yes, that's a fine trade. So we'll just do 40 gold, and then the items that you wanted to trade in, and we'll call that an even exchange.
Cool. Okay.
So, and then
Why can't I?
Tom said he was taking the rope.
Yes.
Okay.
Buy the
So
rope.
so as you guys are buying the rope and doing this exchange, Ben is trying to create a replica. So he's not quite paying attention, but you are making a sword out of thin air and broad daylight. Where are you when you're doing this? Like, paint a picture for me, Josh.
So when I had heard that the outrageous prices for the magical sword, I had been over by the horseless carriage. I was checking out, trying to see how it worked, and I was kind of crouching behind it like a greasy mechanic.
Okay.
So I kind of thought, since there's no animal over, there's no one, and he's paying attention to you guys, I was gonna kind of act like I was checking it out again,
Okay.
and I was gonna start trying to create a replica of the floating sword.
I'm gonna try to spark conversation while we're also doing that.
While
Okay.
he does that, can I roll like deception to try to keep him distracted and ask him some questions about some stuff I have in my bag?
Yeah, go for it. While you roll
And I'm sorry, Bobby.
deception,
What's the name of the rope again?
rope of climbing.
So deception. Okay, so when I'm doing it with real dice and not just clicking on the buttons of fucking D&D, for rolling for deception, I'm going to roll a 20 and then just add my deception modifier to that, correct?
Correct. Yes. Which I'm assuming
I
is
figured.
probably
I just wanted to
plus
make sure.
based on your
+3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Look, I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating.
bastards.
You guys get the roll view over here. Look at that.
First official roll, baby.
16 plus 3.
16?
16 plus 3.
So
Plus
that's
3, so 19.
So 19 total. Okay, so yeah, so he's with a 19. He's doing the exchange with Brunier and Claudia. And what questions are you asking him that he's like getting like really?
I was gonna say I wanted to take out the strange crystal from my bag and put it on the counter and ask him if he knows anything about it. And tell him I'd pay him if he knows anything about it to really like keep his interest and maybe get some information while we're doing this.
Okay, so holy shit. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so and I guess neither was he. So he does the exchange and he leans towards Brunier like something caught his attention that Brunier has. And as he reaches out towards Brunier, you just put this fucking crystal on like the rim of the cart because he's still in the cart. He's in like the middle of the cart amongst all his bags. You guys are in front of him. I forgot Ben's off to the front of it, and you just lay it on the the sill, and he just stops and looks at it, and he's like, I've never seen anything like this before, and he reaches out to pick it up. Do you let him pick it up?
No, I smack his hand and go, "No, don't touch it."
Oh, okay. So he's just like looking at it and he's just entranced and like, this is the first time you've taken this fucking thing out since I gave it to you. So like, you can still see
Yeah.
like, you can hear like the faintest little hum from it and you can still see all of these elements dancing in it. And he's just like, for a moment, he's just entranced. And in that moment, I would say, Bin, give me a sleight of hand check with advantage because I did not think you were going to use the fucking goddamn story item to distract him. So that is a hell of a distraction.
Well, with
work.
advantage. Let's see.
That's awesome.
So first
You're-
roll is a 14. Oh, sorry. That's a 7. So 14.
okay. I'm gonna
Doesn't work.
I'm gonna have him. I was gonna say you're not utilizing your rogue. I'm gonna have him roll perception with disadvantage just because he's so distracted. Good thing it was with disadvantage because he just rolled a nat 20. He rolled a 12 with disadvantage, so he did not see as you creeped over and swapped out the two swords. So
Nice. When I see him swap the sword out, I'm gonna look at the gnome and I'm gonna tell him, "Hey, if you don't know anything about it, tell me if you know someone that would, and if not, then I gotta get out of here. All right, I'm spending too much time over here. You're gonna take up all my money."
So he leans in and he's like looking at it like as close as he can get, like someone when you said like you can't touch that and they're like hovering by it, they're like I'm not touching it, I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
He's just staring at it and he's thinking and he's like I've never seen anything like this before. Where did you find it?
He's gonna say, "That's not. We don't need to talk about all that now. We don't need to talk about all that. I just want to know where it came from."
If you
Interesting.
gotta
Well-
ask, you don't deserve to know.
Exactly that part.
just-
As I point to him.
I just this is all I envisioned with him getting close to the gem.
And wait, so
Wasn't
he
it?
doesn't have any potions or anything?
I
So
didn't look at any like particular potions, but I would say he probably has a couple like oddball ones. If you're looking for like the strength ones, I would say he probably has one or two of those floating around.
Okay. No,
The
I'm good on
fucking
that.
picture, Josh.
What are you?
Just like he's as
are-
close as well. That's what
How
I
do
thought.
I spell El Noah with the quiver?
Oh, it is EHLONNA.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome. So he looks back up at you after like staring at it again, and he's kind of just like you can see he's looking for some type of information in his travels, and he's like, are you from around here?"
Not necessarily. Not too far away, but I'm not really from around here. We found that in a place that we don't really need to disclose, but it was somewhere underground, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Bernier is by like a tree near the market, and he's using the rope to like wrap onto a branch, and he's literally swinging around. He's like, "We are weary travelers." he's literally just fucking around with the rope, like.
He's created his own self-propelled rope swing.
I love that.
Yeah, exactly. He's literally just fucking around with the new rope. He
Oh my
bought.
god, that's the best item.
That's why I
I know.
put this guy in front of you guys because I was like, these items are so goofy. I have to at least present them to everybody.
Well,
Keep him around. Keep him in town for the time being.
Oh, he'll be around. I'll find more items. Don't you worry. So he leans in closer to you, Goxon, and he like now he's talking like low. He's like, "Have you ever traveled to the High Moor?"
I have not.
I've heard stories of a wizard of great knowledge. I've never been myself, it's too dangerous, but he might have answers for you. If no one else would, he might be your guy.
Why the moor was circled?
All right.
Question
Well,
mark.
that sounds like a good start. And then Goxon's gonna flick him 10 gold for the
Mm.
information.
He catches it and he's like, "Thank you, thank you. Travel carefully. It's a long voyage out there, and I'm not sure where he is, where he lives. Um, but I know it's dangerous, which is why I never travel out that way."
Mm.
Danger is our middle name.
Danger is my
So he kind of like he like leans back from you and like you can see his tone shift back to like his a little bit more like spastic thing. And you've taken the crystal back and pocketed it, I'm assuming. Um,
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's back in the pocket for sure.
so he looks around at all of you.
It's
He
gone.
sees everybody's shifting all over the place.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
my
say,
camera
yeah,
got,
we're like
that
moving
too.
all over the place.
I keep.
I thought we were
my
crashing.
camera got fucked up. I don't know what happened, guys.
I can't even see you, Jeremy.
No,
Yeah,
it's
my
just
camera got fucked up.
spinning.
I'm trying to fix it. I don't know what's
But
going on.
Can I just buy 2 quick items while we're doing this?
yeah,
I don't want to
whatever you
just.
need
I
to
don't
do.
want to slow anything down. Can I buy? I want to give him 5 gold for the extra 25 bullets. I'll take the rest. And does
Okay,
he
after
have
you just scammed him
ball
out of
bearings?
$1,000 ball bearings, yeah, I don't see
Oh
why
yeah,
not.
You know,
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't have ball bearings. So he like you ask him, you kind of just like I don't know, make a circle with
So
your
the ball
hand and
bearings are. Yeah, I was gonna like. So the ball bearings are for making people slip. It's a crowd control item. So I want to like. I mean, like I want to mimic like slipping on something.
Yeah, I assumed as much. You fucking dingus. So he like jumps in the bag, rummages around for a second, pulls out, I would say, a bag of, I don't know, 50 ball bearings. That seems like a fair amount, right?
Sure.
And he just tosses you
The
the
D&D
bag.
Beyond version's insane. It's like 1,000.
Yeah, sure. We'll make it 1,000. 1,000 fucking ball bags. Who gives
It's
a shit?
1,000.
So he just tosses it to you, and he's like, "Out of all my items I have, these are the least interesting. Just fucking take them." Um, and then he looks off in
Did
the
he say that he?
distance, and he sees Bernier kind of just swinging around, and he's like, "Ah." He just like stands back, and he's like, "Ah, more satisfied customers," and he just is very proud of himself. What were you gonna say, Brett?
Did you say that he has any like potions or anything, or is he just like obscure items, weird oddities, shit?
Originally, it was just like obscure items, but I would say he has like a couple potions here and there.
Heck yeah.
I don't have anything prepared, but if you're looking for something
Yeah, that's
particular,
fine.
I'll have to do some potion
I
hunting
might
next
pop
time.
over. I might pop over to hide and seek and buy like some health potion, like some potions of healing.
Okay.
And then
because we had originally the potions of lesser healing, we had popped at 15 gold apiece.
yeah, and that's like the 2d4 plus like 4 or something like that, or plus 2.
Yeah, that was like the most basic one.
So stupid.
Okay. And then do we get any like any just like stronger ones, or
That's what I'm looking to
are
see
we
a
just at the lesser?
price. Um, okay, so it says potion, like a straight potion of healing is 50 gold, which seems a little steep. Um, I'll say a potion, just a straight potion of healing is probably 30 gold, double the lesser. I think that's fair.
Okay.
So yeah, so you
real
walk
quick,
in.
Bob, where?
Yep.
Sorry, I just want to ask before we forget. My computer was like fucked up there for a little bit. Where is the fucking wizard that we're looking for? I just want to put it in my notes before I fucking forget about this whole interaction.
The more. Remember on the
Yeah.
map, the more was like
More.
circled with a question mark.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna buy 2 potions. I'm gonna buy 3 potions of healing and 2 potions of lesser healing.
Okay.
So that'll be 120 altogether.
Sounds good. So did you all follow him to hide and seek?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I followed him, but while I did, I grabbed Ben by the shoulder. I looked at the gnome and was like, "All right, have a nice day." And I started kind of nudging Ben along. And as we walk, I'm gonna whisper to Ben and say, "How much you want for that fucking sword, dog? How much? How much?"
Ben thinks for a moment. Ben puts his hands on the mask and taps and says, and makes a 0 with his hands.
Well,
Or a
I am
circle.
going to.
Circle.
I'm gonna slide 300 gold in Ben's back pocket, and then I'm gonna give him a firm smack on the rear and say, "Yeah, I ain't taking it for 0, but
It's
thank
too
you."
much. It's too heavy for his pants, and his pants fall down.
Good.
That's funny. You smack his bare ass.
Yeah, exactly. I start gripping his bare ass. I go, "Thanks, bud."
Not the romance I was expecting.
So 300, but it's the
Alright.
romance you
We
deserve.
gotta look for the troll aids and all.
Yeah.
Bobby,
Yeah.
on the D&D Beyond app, there's only just the potion of healing, potion of greater healing, and potion of superior healing. And then there's supreme healing. So I'm guessing I got 3 of the greater and 2 of just the regular. Because the regular potion of healing is the 2d4 plus 2, and then the greater is a 4d4 plus 4.
Oh, okay. I don't know where I got the lesser one from then. Maybe we're just looking somewhere else. Okay, yeah, that's fine then.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'll ditch one of these, and then I will get 3 of the. And yeah, if you want to change the price too, just let me know.
Yeah,
I'll
that's what I was
adjust.
gonna say. Because the potion of healing, we said, because the potion of lesser healing was 15, but I don't know where we got that from then. And the potion of healing was 30. So the potion.
What was the name of that sword also when you get a second?
Kind of sad. We had to add that.
Yeah, I got, before I forget.
That was the
You want to do like 50
the
or greater?
dancing sword.
Dancing
That was
sword. Okay, thank you.
the greater potion of healing. That was the next step up, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it seems
Okay.
like potion of healing, then there's greater, and then
So we'll say the
there's
greater.
potion of healing, then there's greater healing, superior healing, and supreme.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep doubling the pricing, I think. So we'll do potion of healing 30, greater healing is 60, and then supreme is 120,
Okay.
and then the super supreme will be like 240. Once we get to that point, we'll see how the
Yeah.
pricing works. The gold in this game is
Okay.
janky as fuck.
Alright.
So okay,
Yes. So potion of healing is
60.
so just
we'll
real quick.
say.
Potion of healing is 30, and then greater is 60.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is fucking math, goddamn math in this
Yep.
game.
What do you want? 2 and
Plus
2?
was what?
I know.
If you want 2 and 2, that's going to
10?
be
I think that's all you want.
180. Because 2 potions of
Yeah, I
healing is
bought 3 of the
60.
greater.
Okay, so that's 180. 3 of the greaters, 180.
Ooh, wait, 2 potions of healing would be 60.
60. And then
And then
3
3 of the
greater
greater would be
healing is 180, so that's 240. Luckily, I'm good at mental math.
40. Okay. I know. On a blank.
It's like the one thing my wife like will just look at me and she's like, "Can you math this for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can math that for you."
I'm broke, bro. I'm broke. No,
So
I'm
as
kidding.
you
Guy.
as you guys, has everybody done their shopping that they want to do? Is there anything left undone?
I think I'm good.
Okay, as you guys
I'm
leave a
gonna
giant
step over to the
dragon.
blacksmith.
Okay.
What?
I'm just fucking with
Yeah.
you.
I'm gonna step over to the blacksmith.
I'm like, what? What do you mean a giant
Uh,
dragon? Finn, make that shit happen.
And, does the blacksmith have any armor for sale?
Uh, yeah, I don't see why not. Armor is one of the magic armor is definitely something I was struggling with finding anything decent for because there's it's just
Might
all
not be
shit
able
that
to
like
afford any of it right now.
yeah, I mean I would say like he has like probably doesn't have any magic armor, but he does have just a variation of like he like different plate armors because with the armor you can get like base armor or you can get the same version of that +1 +2 +3, so I would say he has all variations of that which will
Okay.
run pretty pricey, so I don't know if that's something you'll be able to afford right now.
Yeah.
But
Um.
generally speaking, I would say he has like nothing magic, just all those like different variations of plate armor, scale armor,
Okay.
all that good stuff.
I would like to make what we were talking about with trying to craft a weapon.
Okay.
I would like to offer him a deal to make a great weapon in his shop from one blacksmith to another worksman. I would like to offer 150 to 200 gold per visit to work in your shop.
I wish I
I
remember
will
who my.
provide the supplies.
I'm trying to remember who my fucking
I know it was like an orc.
blacksmith was. Yeah, it was a male orc. I don't remember his fucking name.
Just got to do a random name generator, man.
Huh.
Come
All
in.
right. Oh, I do have it written down. It was fucking. His name was Bunny. It was Bunny the orc. That's what it
Oh,
was.
that's
And he had the fucking hat with.
That's cute.
So he kind of looks at you at the request and kind of like narrows his eyes and he's like, "Oh, what are you requesting? Like specific, like you wanted to come in and work alongside him to try to like make something?"
I would never want to disrespect a man in his own shop, but I have a vision of a giant weapon. Maybe the greatest weapon that has ever been built here. With no disrespect to your work. But I would like to use to rent out this space to create this weapon, and I would be more than welcome to have you assist me if you would like to aid in the creation of it.
So you
We're
piqued his
blacksmithing now?
interest. You piqued his interest at the idea of making the world's greatest weapon, and he kind of is like scratching his little like Davy Crockett like bunny hat, crosses his arms, and he's like, "The world's greatest weapon. You have yourself a deal, friend."
Not great, but large.
Hmm. What
I
is
will
great?
provide supplies. I just need the space.
What is great is also large. It kind of just looks off like he said something like really profound, but it almost makes no sense at all. And he just nods. He's like, "Yeah, you have yourself a deal." Um,
Perfect. I will be back.
so that was you wanted to give him 250 gold to like rent his shop out for like an evening, we'll say.
Yeah, like I was whatever I would say he names his price. I would say like 150 to 200 gold per visit, or
Okay.
however he sees fit.
So as far as like that goes, I'll say the price will vary depending on like maybe like what supplies you have and like what they get done that day. Like if they only spend a little bit of time because you don't have a lot of supplies or something, it'll be like, it'll be like a per hour kind of rent out. So we'll cross that
Right.
bridge per time spent.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then I won't spend anything today because I gotta go get material.
What kind of material?
I need a large slab of stone.
Hmm.
Hold on 1 second.
I hate you, Josh.
How large?
See, I grow to 16 feet. I would say that a large, probably like normal size mall would probably have about like a foot.
What is? I have to see what medium means in D&D.
I know that's that's a tricky one.
Not 20 feet, my good sir.
I would say
So I was gonna say I can create an object that can fit in a 5x5 space. Is that enough stone?
honestly that might work
Okay.
because I want to create a mall
Oh, I see.
and yeah, like and then yeah, I would figure I would because I have Mason's tool, so I can chisel and chip away at the stone. Like when I was making my character, you get like a certain tool set,
Oh, that's
and
kind
the
of
one I
cool.
chose was the masonry. So I can like cut and like chip away and like kind of like design it. But I would just need the shop to like build the handle and like build the straps around to like connect it to it.
So
How
at a
much is it per spell?
sacrifice of a second level spell slot, Bin, I don't know how I can make a rock appear. Bin claps his hands together and he makes a giant 5x5 rock appear.
In the building?
Sorry. Ben steps out of the building. Ben steps out of the building real quick and makes actually before I do it, how long does it take you to do this?
Well, that's what I'm working out. That's what me and Bobby kind of have to work out.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say respectfully for my own sanity, Shelf just manifesting all of the material he has because we have to figure out like what because
Gotcha.
I would say like a 5 by 5 foot of stone is pretty big, but if you're making like a mall for like a 16-foot person, I would assume would have to be like at least 16 feet.
Okay.
So I would say like the 5 by 5, because I'm trying to think.
Well, that would be
I'm
like the
thinking of
top.
yeah, it would be like the top, and then we would still have to make the handle. So
That's true.
That's what the blacksmith would be for. Like that's where I would rent out the shop and work there, and that's where I would pay to kind of craft that.
Okay. Bin does not do the things I said I did, and respectfully just watches.
What about
Well,
the,
you can still do that. I would say like
into a weapon?
I would say you did it like if you want to like make it appear. I would say that you like move to the back as like if your character not talking makes this really fucking difficult because I would say like the area that he's going to be working in is outside around back in like a fenced in area. So
the problem with the skill is that the objects do not last, so they're great as part of components, but then I realized he's making a weapon that's not necessarily a component. And then you're arguing if I make a rock and you chisel the rock, is it still a rock at the end? And
so
I don't actually know.
I wasn't aware that the item disappears afterwards because I would say
With
that if
proficiency, yeah.
I would say if you made a weapon over a long period of time out of items that disappear, in theory, each one of those weapons would start disappearing.
Yeah, so I realized because it lasts for 3 hours at the moment, and then I realized I was like that wouldn't make sense even if he chiseled it. So
Oh yeah, save the
mind.
spell slot.
Yeah, never mind. Then.
Yeah. By the time he finished chiseling it, it would just disappear.
Just disappear.
Which,
Yeah,
like,
what, all right,
which,
yeah, what if,
like we
what
can
if just for,
have
like, the sake of it-
happened. Like
What
the
if
orcs
the
just
sake of it
spend
for just like
all
humor,
day.
we
Yeah.
we kept the stone slab, and I was like working on it at the shop, and then like
It just
after
fucking
like
vanish.
like yeah, exactly right. I make this like beautiful design on the stone, and right when I finish it, it just like,
disappears. And Bunny is out there with you, kind of like critiquing it and
Sweating.
helping you work on it. And like you finish, he's like, "Oh, good job," and then poof, it just fucking disappears. It's like it was
It's
too
like the
great for
fucking
this
Jester.
world.
God damn it.
Yeah, you're like wondering if you had a stroke or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
as
okay,
much as I'd like to help, unfortunately, Ben cannot help in this case.
as we
No,
just
you're
ate
good. I
up
appreciate it.
as we just ate up 3 hours for the sake of comedy in theory. Um, After it disappears and you guys all leave and you and Bernier have an exchange of words because he's frustrated that you just seemingly pulled a prank on him. You notice these two guards and they have the Sacamber tags on their armor, so they're from this local area. They approach you guys and they have their weapons, like their pole arms, like ready, and they look at everybody and they kind of just nod, like they know who you guys are, they know everything you've done, and they just respectfully they say, Mayor Skern is back in town. He's requesting your presence at his house. Please head there promptly. And then they kind of just nod and they just wander off. So his house is actually like right behind the blacksmith near the water.
Promptly.
Oh, we get to meet some royalty.
Are we all together at this point?
Yeah, I would say, while Bernier was working on it, is there anything that you guys were doing in the time? Like, we could kind of jump through everybody. If I don't know if you guys wanted to go like to the tavern, like if there's anything you
No,
guys wanted to do, or if you guys were just hanging out drinking the
there
entire
wasn't anything
time.
crazy. I just wanted to try to find someone I could buy potions from. That's all I wanted.
Not
Okay.
a bad idea.
Generally
Play hide
speaking,
and
they
seek.
sell them at hide and seek. So is there anything that you wanted to? Is there anything that you were looking for, like specifically, or?
Just health potion, nothing crazy. Potion
Okay,
of
yeah.
healing, that's it.
Okay, yeah. The basic potion of healing will run you 30 gold.
30 gold. Okay, so I'll get 3 of them. So I'll give you 90 kern.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so as
So,
Goxon is finishing up
minus
his
90.
shopping, Claudia, Bin, and Zip, are you guys doing anything particular in the time?
Claudia's gonna hunt for a little bit just so she could recoup some of the gold she spent today.
Ooh,
Okay.
good idea.
Great idea.
Off here.
Give me a survival check.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to just give one of those potions I bought to Bin. And I'm going to say, thanks for that sword, buddy. And just throw you
Oh
one
yeah.
of the potions.
Who kept that necklace with the temporary hit points that we found in the wine cellar?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
I
What
thought-
you're talking-
I don't need it because I'm
I
not
thought
that
Goxon
squishy.
was carrying it, to be
Rotating.
honest.
I wouldn't carry a necklace.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Did we just put it in the cart?
Someone grabbed it. It wasn't me, though.
I know
I
we
didn't
have
grab
it,
it.
but
I get.
I don't think
Yeah,
anyone
I've been-
actually claimed it though. I don't need it, so
I've been very on top of putting things into my inventory and like watching them and stuff. And I
Yeah.
don't
Right.
have a necklace or anything in mind.
Me either.
That being said, fucking Josh, you put the 300 and the potion
Yes.
in your inventory?
Yep, I
Okay,
did.
just-
Thank you.
Just making sure. Yeah, I don't have a necklace though.
Nope, neither do I.
I don't even remember where we got that, if I'm being honest with you.
it was in the wine cellar when we found the map and everything.
Oh.
Yeah, it gives like Bobby. I think it gave like a temporary like 14 hit points.
Maybe
I'm
whoever has the
gonna
lowest AC can get it.
I'm gonna
Your
say
lowest
yes
HP.
because I forgot that I gave you that necklace.
Nice.
And I don't.
I remember it. Whoever. Yeah, I can't remember how many it was, but I know whoever was wearing it got temporary hit points, and then once you lose those hit points, the necklace breaks. So it's kind of just like
Mm.
temporary
One time.
extra health.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Brittany, did you get it?
Well, if it was in,
I don't have any.
if it was in the wine cellar, Bernier is the only one that went down there, so technically he would still have that on
Yeah,
Mm.
him. But he hasn't
Oh, he just
put
has
it.
it.
Yeah, he hasn't put it on, so it's not like assigned to anyone.
Gotcha.
I am not
What if-
squishy. Does anyone want this?
Does anyone have lower than 20 hit points? Start there.
I'm at 24, so I'm chilling for now.
I'm at 21 myself.
I'm 24. I'm okay.
I'm at 24. I mean, we can just
There
hold
goes
on to
the
it,
bit.
can't we?
We could.
If someone's about to
We
die,
can
you
get
could
it.
like.
Send you the
I was
lies.
or we have an escort mission because Bobby puts us on an escort mission. We could throw it on the NPC potentially.
True.
Oh, true. Yeah,
I would never rehash
I like it.
missions like that.
Could be a radiant quest. Who knows?
How
I
dare
think
you.
we could hold on to it for now. Then
Yeah. Or yeah, maybe if someone's getting banged up, they just throw it on and get
Oh.
those hit points.
Could it be
Yeah.
used or no? Once it's out, it's out.
Well,
Once
that's
it's
the
out,
thing,
once it's
you
gone,
lose.
it's gone.
So yeah, maybe if someone's hurting,
Okay.
maybe we
I
could
see the
have
point.
them throw it on and
Yeah,
get
it's like
those
an
temporary hit
it's an
points.
emergency thing. Yep, I dig
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, I like that too.
Good
For
point.
sure.
Then I'll hold on to it for now.
Where is everyone right now? Because I never went in anywhere.
That's what we were kind of.
Like, you're-
I was.
You guys
The-
kind of have scattered. Bernier was working in the shop. Goxon kind of continued shopping. Claudia went out hunting. Claudia, what was your role on your survival check?
14.
14. Okay. Sorry. I would say you come back with like 10. You had a pretty successful hunt. You went out and you found a bunch of local wolves in the area, since that was kind of the thing that was had the most like expensive hides and stuff like that. And you were able to pick off 10 total. So you have 10 hides, wolf hides to sell.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll buy one of those hides off you.
Selling you anything. Still pissed.
I will pay double.
And then
Quadruple.
No, now you're just being a
I'm
bitch.
just solo doloing it outside of like hide and seek, I guess, or wherever. I don't really know what to do right now. So
okay.
I'm just chilling.
With a
Can I-
joy.
I'd
You're
say
a teen, remember?
Sadly looking at the gnome guy, being like, man, I miss gnome friends.
I miss other.
I don't know. I
I'd say Ben has gone over to the tavern. He's hungry. He's going over to the tavern to get food.
Okay,
How
perfect.
did I think of that?
Bobby,
Do you want to follow him? Like, you've been sitting there kind of just creeping on this gnome guy, and he's just sitting there just like playing with like the flower staff. He just keeps like pulling flowers out of it because nobody's really come by since then. Do you want to just follow Bin and go get something to eat?
Yep. Yes, sir.
I would ask if you
I was
want
gonna
to.
say Ben.
Do you want to play that scene out? You mute fuck.
Sure. Let's go for it.
Oh, I was like, me? I was like, I don't know. I was just like, I was like, I just said something. Ew.
I would say Ben doesn't even notice you follow him into the bar at first, so he goes and sits down and he orders, I don't know, whatever the tavern has in terms of food.
Meat and beer.
Ben orders some meat and beer. What's that gonna cost me?
We'll say two gold.
Oh.
One for the beer, one for the meat.
Ben,
All right.
Ben doesn't see you. Like, Ben does not notice you are there at first.
I just pop up. Hello.
Ben jumps.
Hello.
Ben waves.
Josh, I hate you so much.
You're like, Ben is mute.
I did not know a voice for him at first, so that's why I didn't say anything the first few sessions, and then it just became this thing that I'm like, okay, he just doesn't talk.
That can
So
change.
Yes.
that's
Speak to the mask.
that was I think
Is it
unfortunately
like a
deeper-
that was my
Is it like? Is there like a deeper reason to find out, or that's just like what it is? He's not like a weird creature that like needs to like fucking I don't know something weird. Because Brittany, you could try to probe his ass. I'm
That's
like,
why-
look, Goxon's
that's
looking in
why-
the window and going, figure some shit out about that
Maybe,
weirdo. Figure it out.
Why do you think I jingle his bells?
I mean, Gosson only went shopping, so I could say you also met up with them in the tavern because you only went and bought a couple potions. That doesn't take like super long.
There.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not
I
wrong.
mean, like he could catch her before she goes in.
Yeah, literally.
Maybe
Um,
maybe Ben could be like fucking Caesar in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, where just the tension just builds up so big. He's just like, no.
yeah, one day he starts fucking talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is literally my
I'm-
goal for this: is to just keep forcing you guys to try and attempt to like role play as your characters. We'll get
Well,
there.
If Zip and Goxon are talking, Ben is just kind of Ben has not seen either of you, so he just kind of has his back to the door and is just kind of eating.
Well, yeah, Goxon's gonna go in there and sit down and look at Ben and just be like, "What's going on with you? Why don't you talk?" And he's gonna start like poking his mask, and just trying to like get under his skin and fuck with him a little bit.
Ben leans back in the chair, like trying to kind of lean away from you, but you're like too close, so you can't really do it.
Just keep poking and keep poking.
Hey,
And I'm gonna imagine that this is just gonna go on for a while we're trying to waste time while Tom is like finishing what he's
Yes.
doing, so then we
like
can
eating
move
a
on to the
giant
next quest.
turkey leg for some reason
Oh.
and drink my beer while this is happening. Just like, my mouth is full. Just like, don't fucking bother him. He's not doing anything.
I just want to know. I just want to know why he's being a weirdo.
I mean,
He's not
what if I
weird.
just finally walk in after the stone disappears and I'm just like, you son of a bitch?
You
Yeah,
son
that's
of a
right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Ben looks at the door, like he like quickly like double takes.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
I wanted to play it like he didn't
You
know it
don't
would
talk,
disappear.
but you don't tell jokes, but you pull jokes.
Claudia's gonna stroll in with her wolf hides.
Just pimped out with all these like fur
Walked out.
coats.
Yeah, just covered on my shoulders.
You got shit
There's a shit ton of fur.
Fair.
Hair and blood.
Please let me get one hide. I want to make a hat.
All right, so
So we're chilling.
So
We
we'll
chill.
say this kind of works out a little bit more. So you guys have kind of all done your thing throughout the town,
Okay.
and then you've made your way to the tavern. You're drinking, and I would say that's when the guards come in and tell you that the mayor Skern wants to see you guys at his house promptly, and they politely nod and leave you guys to your food, and then they leave. So you are expected. I would say it was like 12 o'clock when you were shopping, so it's probably like 3. It's been 3 hours because the stone disappeared. So you're looking at like 3:30. So he is expecting you by the end of the day.
Oh, now that we're all together at the tavern, then we gotta talk about that stone. Why did your skin turn blue, buddy?
it's a good point. It's a good point.
I know.
You better say something, you fuck. He starts poking him again.
Damn, don't be so
we
rude.
don't want you to feel uncomfortable. We're all friends here. We trust you, but we need to know what happened.
You can say it in charades if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ben takes the hand that touched the stone. He kind of pulls into his sleeve, kind of, so you can't see it. And he just shrugs. He just shrugs at you.
Goxon's gonna look over at
Die.
Brunier and
This guy, you can't get anything out of
yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like you said us for a reason, though.
A level of mystery.
Goxon's gonna look over at Brunier and say, "Yeah, we're not gonna get anything out of him. I've been trying all day. He's not saying a word. But that weird gnome told me that there's a wizard that we can go talk to in the morgue. We can make our way over there after we're done dealing with this whole mayor situation.
That would explain the question mark on the map. Maybe they are looking for the wizard too.
Yeah, I don't know how or why the gnome knew that, but we can
He
find
knew
out.
that. He knew that
After-
because he's been through a lot of areas in this. He's a traveling merchant, and so he's just heard general stories and rumors of a
Which
wizard.
that makes sense. That makes sense. But the fucking lizard man doesn't trust anyone, so he's gonna question everything.
Fair.
After we talk to the mayor too, we should explain to the tavern lady everything we have found. It was wrong of me not to trust.
Should we?
It is wrong of me to not trust the priest. It was wrong of me to not trust all of you. But there is a reason this town was circled. Something is coming. And if she knows the people should be prepared. And maybe she knows something we do not.
Okay. I
He makes
mean,
a point.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
First, let's talk to the head honcho.
yeah. Should we go
I
see
got to
this
just start
mayor-
getting all my
mayor's-
stuff together and start making my way over to the mayor and just see if everyone kind of follows at that point.
Ben excited that people are not asking about him anymore. Gets up and follows.
All right, so you guys make your way over to Mr. And I looked it up. The leaders of smaller towns are called mayors. I was not sure.
I believe it.
So
That makes sense to me.
those some of the brief research that I did after my nap. Okay, so you guys you make your way north to apparently I changed his name a couple times.
Whoops.
Well, so you make your way north to Mayor Skern's house, and when you walk up to it, there's two guards that are standing outside. Same thing, they both have Sycamber patches on them. They both have like halberds. And they're kind of standing in front of the door. They look at both of you. They nod. You guys recognize them as the people that went to fetch you earlier. They step aside and they go inside. And you notice that his house isn't, it's not like a lord's house. It's not this like giant extravagant house. It got like log cabin vibes. You can tell he's not like this big extravagant person that most leaders typically are. So you walk in and you come into this like big, very much so log cabin vibes. You all just, I'm assuming, just walk in because they've kind of like separated for you to go in. So you walk in, very much so log cabin vibes. You can see a staircase going upstairs. There's not a lot in this opening like hallway. And you guys close the door behind you. Travis comes downstairs, and you see he has like this very wavy, long black hair, and it's kind of tied in like a really tight ponytail. Brown eyes, 5 o'clock shadow. Doesn't look like he spends a ton of time on his appearance, like most like lords and mayors usually do. He's not in like this extravagant like gown or anything like that. He's just in like pretty basic like hunter garb. And you notice that in these different rooms, there's a lot of hunting trophies, a lot of deer, wolves, bears, coyote, like just a bunch of different stuff. And he comes down and he says, friends, thank you so much for making time to come see me. We have a lot to discuss. And he just kind of motions and he goes into a room. Do you guys follow him right in?
I'm a little skeptical. Friends, I guess. This is the mayor, you said? You named him
Yes.
Travis?
This is the mayor. His name is Travis, and his last name is Skern. Skern.
Can I pull a perception check on the mayor? I know you've been describing a lot, but I'm curious.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Roll, baby.
I'll be the first one.
Well,
I'll be the first, like, I'll be in the lead following him.
Okay,
Jesus
perfect.
Christ.
Josh, are you rolling perception or are you rolling insight?
I rolled a perception and I got a fucking 2.
Okay, so you saw all of the things that I described.
I am in a building.
Right.
You
I am
are in a
inside
building. It
currently.
is a log cabin with a lot of hunting trophies on it. So you guys
Wonderful.
follow Bernier leading the charge. You walk in. It's this big dining hall, huge wooden table, more dead animals. He sits down at the head of the table. Before he does that, he walks over to a shelf and he grabs a very fancy looking clear bottle with brown liquor in it. He grabs a couple cups, like glass cups, puts them at a bunch of tables, seats for you guys, and pours it, sits down, and he just holds up a glass to himself and he just says cheers, and he throws back a shot of this brown liquid and kind of puts it on the table, and he's like, please sit.
Hmm.
I'll take a swig too. I
Girl.
have.
Like, thank you.
Bin
Can
stares
I
at it.
Yeah, I'll drink it with him since I have resistance to poison. So just in case,
a minute.
I'll be the guinea
I was
pig.
gonna say, can I roll for investigation
You can roll for investigation, absolutely.
on the just the glasses and the liquor, like smelling it, seeing it, all that stuff. All right.
So you sit down and you kind of like aerate it before you take a sip, and that'll be like your investigation. You're looking for, like, I'm assuming, any like poison or anything like
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I get a +1 to my investigation. That's a 6. That's a 6.
A 6 plus 1, so what's that? A 7.
This is liquid, all right.
So it looks like
Right.
This is liquid.
it looks like the most expensive like whiskey you've ever seen personally. Whether or not it has poison in it, you have no idea. You do know that Bernier took a shot of it, and Bernier, I don't know if Bernier is anything other than like a beer guy, but it was a very high shelf whiskey, and you are still alive after drinking it, so it's probably not poison.
I
I'm
only
just gonna
just
look
sip.
at Brunier and say, and then fucking just drink it.
My investigation was just drinking the whole thing.
Oh, you did.
Just chugging it.
Did his own investigating.
So
Ben lifts his mask up a little bit and sips.
okay, yeah, it's very classy, very expensive liquor, like whiskey, Scott. Yeah, I would assume they had whiskey back then, or in this fantasy world. So yeah, it's just a very fancy whiskey. One of the few things that he spends a lot of money on.
I'm gonna look around
Yeah,
table.
Bernier
What's
slams the glass down and goes, "Ooh, that'll put some hair on your nuts."
He just chuckles and leans back, and he reaches over and pours a little bit more, and then he pours more, and he takes the second shot. And then he kind of leans in. Are you guys all sitting at the table, I would assume?
Yeah,
Yes.
I am.
Okay. So he kind of looks around and he's like, so this is the ragtag bunch that has helped my town while I was away.
Ragtag.
Yeah, ragtag.
Yes,
It's not too many there's not a whole lot of groups that come through here that consist of gnomes, dwarves, and then he kind of looks at Goxon a little bit and he's like, Dragonborns, and then he looks up at Bin and he's like, whatever the fuck that is. So he's like, yeah,
Ben raises his glass.
I would say that's a ragtag bunch you have there. And I have some questions. I apologize for not meeting with you guys sooner. I was away, trying to deal with my own problems in my own ways. But I want to thank you first and foremost for helping us, and I am very curious how this random group of people stumbled upon this town and were able to help us. So, what did you find exactly? Because
Well,
we
in
had
your shit.
Do we want to tell him anything?
I was gonna say, do we
need
want
to think about
Yeah.
that. I need to think about that.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Would
Because I'm
you
like,
like-
is he trying to liquor us Start
Would you
spilling
like-
the beans?
Would you like to roll an insight check?
How do?
Let's see. What would my
Oh,
insight
maybe.
be? Is it?
Well, let me tell you
maybe I do.
exactly what popped in my head. Like, all these weird things just happened when the mayor was away from town. That's weird. And he just got back when things were kind of settled down. That's kind of weird.
Right.
Are you
And your
saying?
character's making that
yeah.
exact fucking face.
Are
All this
I'm
you?
not
shit's going
saying
down
it's
and
just
he's on fucking vacation.
+3.
I'm like asking. I'm like,
who has high wisdom? Who has high wisdom out of anyone? I don't, so I should
I
not be
rolled a
rolling.
15
Yeah,
insight.
Jade's rolling.
Oh,
Oh, Jade
I
nice.
rolled
rolled
it.
a
Okay.
15 insight.
how do I do that? Is that a 20? Do we all roll insight?
No. Just
Thank
Jade's
God,
rolling it.
thank God, because I have no bonus.
That was the 15 you said,
Oh.
Jade?
Yeah,
Britt, you can roll 2 in case you roll higher.
yeah.
Oh, true.
It is a D20.
But what if I don't? Does it matter?
Well,
It
then
goes
we'll
off
just
of your. Yeah, it goes off your wisdom.
Well, my wisdom is -1, so I don't know how good that would be.
But if
I
you
would-
go to your
I
skills,
would-
you do specifically.
You could
insight.
roll 16 and be higher than me. You never know.
That's true.
I roll a 19.
There
Oh,
you
shit.
go.
Hey, see?
There you go.
That's even
Nice one, equal.
Okay. With your
Well,
lovely.
technically, okay, so -6 was 18. It's an 8.
Still, that's still higher than 16.
yeah.
So, with your lovely rolls, I would say that he's not. How do I put this? He seems nervous and he seems nervous. He seems a little on edge. He seems like those shots weren't to liquor you guys up; they were to liquor him up.
Oh.
But he does seem genuine in his thankfulness that you guys were able to help the town. Like he seems very authentic in that. But there's something that's still around that's making him uneasy. But he is looking for answers, like to what you guys did to fix the problem, because all he knows is that people were going missing, and then he left, and then he came back, and this random group of people appeared and cashed in the reward money. So he is looking for an answer as to what this ragtag group of people did to solve this problem of missing people and demons appearing.
Well, you had a major cobalt problem, but we took care of that.
Kobolds around here? Did you happen to find where they were coming from?
They were in a cave not too far from here.
And you can see that he like looks confused as to like how the fuck these things got here. Did you?
I get Ben. Oh yeah,
No, go ahead, Josh.
Ben. Because I realize being mute makes this really fucking difficult. Ben is trying to act out like some of the things they saw like in the cave, but he doesn't, because he gets the sense that the crystal is kind of, we don't really want to talk about that. He just makes like he's moving his fingers like things are coming out of a cave, like to imply that the kobolds came exclusively from the cave.
So
That comes off well.
so Ben is just going like
Ben is-
this, and he looks over at him and like watches him do this for way too long, and then he looks at the rest of the group and he's like,
The cave.
what the
They were
fuck is
coming
up
out through
with
the cave.
what is
Yeah.
what is his deal?
He's a mute.
Okay. He's a performer.
Right. Interesting.
Jesus.
A performer that doesn't talk.
Goxton's gonna take the crystal out of his bag, since I think we're trusting the mayor at this point. To
Ben just throws his hands up because he was like, "Oh, okay."
yeah, he puts it on the table and he goes, "I think he was trying to say something about this. We found this in the cave with all the kobolds. I don't know what it is, but makes weird colors when you hit it."
So he stands up and he looks over at it, and kobolds were coming out of this small piece.
We don't really understand how
It was
they were
originally some kind of
coming out of
portal,
it.
but something happened where it overpowered and exploded. Almost took our jester out with it.
It kind of looks over at Ben and gives him like a once over, and then looks down at it, and he's like, I've never seen anything like this before. Have you talked to anybody else about this? Have you found out where it came from or any clues or anything?
Ben mimics the hide and seek. What was the guy's name? I forgot. The hide and seek. The shopkeeper.
The gnome.
The
Pip.
gnome. Bim mimics Tip jumping into the bag.
So just more of this.
Yeah, more of that.
So you go short and then and he looks
Ben
at
does this.
Ben
Ben does
and
this
he just,
enthusiastically.
you just start doing it
'Cause he's
more
trying to-
aggressively.
He's really trying to help.
And he just looks at Ben and he just looks at the rest of the group as like, this,
The guy
this
in
was-
town told us.
Ignore him.
Okay. The guy in town. What guy in town?
A gnome merchant.
Proprietor
Yeah.
of peculiar objects.
Pip
Pip.
Man, the Pip
Something
Pip.
like that.
Oh, that's his Tip. Whoopsie.
PIP. What did he tell you guys?
To go
This
to the
little-
High Moor.
Go to the High
Well,
Moor. It's a
Yeah,
High
should
Moor.
we just pull the map out and put it on?
No, not
Yeah.
yet.
You heard anything about
That's
that,
too much.
Mr. Mayor? Do you have any insight?
What?
It's insight to the High Moor.
Anything?
Know anything about any wizards over there that might be fucking around with some weird rocks?
is there any-
And you
I
see
feel like
you see for a moment at the mention of a wizard in the High Moor, his face just goes white, and
Oh
We-
no!
he
What do
like
you know about it?
he nods and he's like, I've heard stories for a long time since I was a kid of, they call him the Madman of High Moor. He the Madman of High Moor. There's a lot of rumors, a lot of skepticism. No one has traveled there and come back. We're not sure if it's because the High Moor is dangerous or if he's done something, because there's also been rumors of him doing gruesome experiments on people. So let me see.
Do you know what this wizard's name is?
His name, it kind of like searches in his head, and he's like, he's just always been called the Madman of High Moor to me. I'm not sure what his name is, but I just know that there's a lot of rumors, a lot of skepticism. No one's sure what's real and what's exaggeration, what's long tales. Everything from just experiments on people, just outright murdering people out of morbid curiosity. But with that being said,
Has he
the
ever?
the one thing that he knows, or the one thing that we know for sure, is his knowledge in the arcane is vast, and it is better than anyone else's that I can think to point you in their direction. So if anyone is going to have any idea of what the fuck that is, it's unfortunately going to be him. What were you going to say, Brunier?
Has he ever been spotted before? Do we know what he wears? Is it oversized robes? Maybe red robes?
So
'Cause that's
he,
what the picture we keep saying or keep seeing, like the one that appeared after the portal exploded and on the way back from the city when we lifted the curse. Like they were wearing like oversized red robes, right?
They were like oversized, like dark, like blackish purple
Okay.
robes.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was some kind of robes. I couldn't remember the color of it though.
So he kind of takes that information in and he just shakes his head and he's like, what he wears, what he looks like, all of those details are a mystery because he doesn't leave his tower. He
Okay.
Oh.
He's locked himself in there for decades, as far as I'm aware. So no one's entirely sure what he looks like.
Okay.
That rope's gonna come in handy.
Mm.
I know.
That rope's gonna come in.
It's almost like your DM planned all of this. Oh.
I'm so,
Oh,
I know you said this before, but what can you tell us about Dragonspear Castle?
Dragon. Are you asking your DM or are you asking the lovely Travis Skern?
Well, yeah, no, I know we talked about it last session, but I'm asking the mayor just again, just to kind of refresh my memory.
Would
see if
you
he
ask?
knows anything.
I was like reading something.
Dragonspear Castle. I can't remember. I know it was like
Oh, that was the
a
other one that was
dwarven
circled on
castle
the map, right?
that was apparently built on like a portal or something like that.
The Dragonspear Castle. I've been on it a lot of adventures. I've never been that far south. From what I've heard, Dragonspear Castle is south of the Madman and Highmore's Tower. They're not too far off. And let me see if there is some other good information. Is there anything particular that you're looking for with the Dragonspear Castle outside of the stuff that I already told you? Um, uh, the
But I can't. I
so the
can't remember exactly what we
so
said.
generally just from like the tales that you've heard, was just that it was a castle built by a dwarf to for a copper dragon named Halathalir. It was a safe haven for dwarves, and eventually those two had a falling out, and the dragon was slain, and his corpse lies on top of the castle itself. And then the mayor will add some of his knowledge of it, but it's pretty basic because he's never been there before. But I would imagine he says that probably in the same realm that not a lot of people go there anymore because it's super dangerous. Um, and the only people that tend to go there are just adventurers, people looking in the same way people go to abandoned buildings kind of just for the thrill. That's pretty much what people do. They go here for the thrill, despite it being super dangerous. People are kind of looking for. There's a rumor, the mayor says that there's a rumor that there is still a hidden treasure somewhere deep beneath the castle, but no one knows how to get underneath the castle. So people go there looking for like its basement. Basically, it's like treasure trove, but nothing. No one has been successful. Um, so yeah.
Okay.
We also last week discussed a portal to Avernus that's also under it or something like that.
Yeah, so the portal of Avernus was briefly open, but once again closed in one of the many like battles that was going on throughout the years in its history, because it's a super super old castle that has been the focal point of like multiple wars.
But for now, we don't really need to worry about the castle, right? We're just worrying about, I guess, the wizard lead, because we know that's circled, but like
if there's rumors of a portal at the castle, they might be connected.
Yeah.
Has the mayor heard of anything that was going on?
Yeah, do we want to show him the map we have?
Would not be a bad idea.
Well, shouldn't we ask him if he's aware of anything, or did we already figure that out? Is he just kind of in the dark, like what the hell's going on?
Yeah, we don't know how much. We don't know how much he knows.
With all of
That's what
this
I'm
going on in your town, why were you away for so long during it? Your
That's what
people
I'm
were
asking.
going missing, and you say you were dealing with personal problems.
Were you going hunting all these trophies around?
Yeah.
Your affinity with fucking heads?
Did you get your heart broken by a woman?
Someone
Based off
give
of the book.
someone give me an insight. Well, no, you already gave me a really good insight section. So upon getting all of these questions on like his personal life and like where he was and stuff like that, you can see him getting like significantly more uncomfortable and like fidgety. Now that the pressure is off the topic of the town and on him specifically. And he kind of just like starts avoiding eye contact, and he's like, I had to leave to go to Daggerford to try to get more recruits to help protect the town. While you guys were gone, you guys, like, while I was gone, you guys took care of the problem, so now I have these guards here for no reason. If someone would like to give me an insight check.
I was gonna say, can I do like can I do a intimidation?
Ooh.
Awesome. Okay.
I rolled a 16.
Oh hell yeah.
It's just us in it.
It's just
Wait,
you.
actually, hold on.
It's just you guys. There's no guards. The two guards are outside the door though. So like if shit goes down, they're going to hear
I ain't
you.
scared no motherfucking guards, boy. I ain't scared no goddamn guards, boy.
It's
With
not
a
gonna kill him or anything.
with a 16, Tom, you can tell he's lying.
Oh.
I fucking knew it. There, I swear to God, this guy. I feel like somebody's like. I feel like he's feeding us something.
So you went
I don't
all the way there just to get these rookie guards who cave under a little bit of pressure?
What do you like? Owe them money or something? You gonna get whacked? Are you afraid you're gonna get whacked?
So at those sentences, like you see him like stiffen up, and now he's like looking like out the windows. Like you hit the nail on the head. So
Investigate.
Compromise, man.
so he's gonna lean in a little bit and start talking like really quiet.
Does
And
he know any like?
hmm,
Does he know any like fun languages?
no, he's just a
Like sign.
basic human bitch.
Oh, that would have been cool. Okay.
I was gonna say sign language.
So he just looks around and he leans in a little bit closer and he kind of just like says, I went to Daggerford for protection. That is true, but I used the issues that the town is having as an excuse because I couldn't tell them why the town needed help, but I needed help more. I am being blackmailed right now, and I needed extra guards here to make sure nothing happens to me, but they didn't take my plea serious, so instead they gave me these fucking newbies that have never seen blood on a battlefield, and honestly, I don't even know which one of them I can trust. So, it's the Thieves Guild. They're forcing me to help smuggle drugs into Daggerford. Because all of the ships that come through here on the river are going to Daggerford. So they're basically blackmailing me into helping cover it up so they can get these drugs into Daggerford. Normally, it wasn't an issue, and I could do it undetected, and everything would be fine. But with the missing people and threat, less people were coming through our town to Daggerford on the river, so it was making it harder. So I wasn't able to smuggle enough drugs there. So the Thieves Guild started pressuring me and threatening my life. So it's put me in a weird position. I'm still trying to figure it out. At the moment, with you guys getting rid of the threat, it's put a little bit of a cap on it. But I'm still trying to work out a way to figure out that solution. The Thieves Guild is, I don't even know who to look for in the Thieves Guild. I just know there's a group in Daggerford specifically that is putting a lot of pressure on me.
Are there any of the Thieves Guild in Secomber now
Not that I'm aware
that
of.
you know of?
Who was your primary contact with the Thieves Guild?
A guy that I don't have named because I didn't think we would get this far. Uh, I don't necessarily have a primary contact. Usually what happens is fishermen boats would come through and they would have a particular logo on one of their sleeves or on the boat somewhere along those lines. And that was kind of a symbol of like, this is the boat that you want to load the drugs on. So we would load them in barrels in a secret compartment under fish, rice, whatever that particular boat was bringing into Daggerford. So I didn't have a direct contact. There was one person that I think was responsible for it because I went on a hunt before these kobolds started popping up with a group of people, and we got ambushed by a group of people in robes, and they slaughtered everyone. I was able to escape, and one other person was able to escape, and I think he's the person that is using. He's basically, they're telling everyone as a threat that if I don't follow their rules as far as the smuggling goes, they will tell everyone that I killed the hunting party that I was out with and that it wasn't an ambush. So that's kind of the leverage that they have. But
So that's what they're blackmailing him with?
Yeah.
So the guy that he was with was the person that they were intending on killing? Is that, or we don't know that?
I think we just crossed paths. We were in the wrong place at the wrong time. We were in the woods north of us. And you guys would know that, generally speaking, when you went to that cave and found the crystal, that was also north. So,
When these ships come in for you to smuggle, are they with men or is it just the crates with the logo?
What does the logo look like?
The logo is improv is fun. It is it's a circle, and in the circle is light blue and pink, almost astral, like stardust, like a night sky kind of logo. And it's code for the drug. The drug is called, the street name is called Uni or Astral Powder. It's a hallucinogenic. It, from what I understand, it briefly sends you to like an astral plane. It's become very popular in Daggerford, but it is very illegal because sometimes people have bad trips. They go to astral planes. Maybe that they didn't intend to, because there's no control over where you go. You can die, and I think if you die in the astral plane, your body is actually dead. So it's something people have been trying to put a cap on for a long time. It just hasn't worked out that way.
Damn, I literally was just thinking maybe we kidnap some first.
It's like a JoJo.
I was gonna say, do you have any right now, by any chance?
Sample.
Yeah, just
We'll
so
have
we know
to-
what it looks
we
like,
have to
maybe
know
what
what
it
it's
tastes like. Like,
We gotta know what it's like if we're gonna kill people for it. You know what I mean? We gotta at least try it.
I
He
want to
kind
know
of
what
just,
we're gonna see.
you can tell he's just like
How
put
did
his
you?
if you feel so inclined, if you feel so inclined, usually the dock workers are gambling at night down by the docks, and I know that one or two of them tend to have, uh, let's say they probably skim a little off the top here and there. So if you feel so inclined, it's there's ways to get it.
do you know when the next shipment is coming in?
Uh, let's see, it's probably sunset by now. Usually usually the first shipment comes in usually in the afternoon. We usually get a couple shipments throughout the day. We'll probably be expecting one tomorrow. They don't really give us a heads up, but we usually get at least one a day, and it's usually in the midday. And just so that I don't forget, we'll say that the person that survived the ambush with him, his name was Fair, Fer.
Hmm.
Okay. Is Fair in the town now, or is he in Daggerford?
He's in Daggerford. I haven't seen him since the ambush.
How did you originally
You-
enter this arrangement with the Thieves Guild?
There was an incident on the dock where one of our workers was killed at night, and they found a note on his body, and that I met it left a location outside of town and a time, so I went at night and I didn't see any faces, they were hidden in the shadows, but they left a patch of the symbol to expect, and that was kind of how the arrangement was set up. Unfortunately, I didn't see how many people it were, and I couldn't see who they were. Um,
So, is there something that you want us to help you with?
So yeah, what
Or
can we do to
you
help
here to
you?
like talk to us about this stuff? I
I
mean,
was gonna say before it gets too far, I wanted to ask the mayor if we could have the kind of room to ourselves to discuss a couple things without him in the room.
what if he doesn't want to leave?
I like how
Well,
we're
he gets
making him.
made-
I
We're
was
making
gonna
him
ask him
leave his
that.
own
Yeah.
dining room.
Oh, he's
Um,
laying a lot on us right now, and I feel like we have to decide what we should do next.
I'm gonna
I have
pull
one
an
more question,
interesting
though.
move. What's your question?
You were receiving no benefit other than just saving the lives of your townspeople.
For them not killing him.
Yeah, no, the act of getting these guards was mixed. He used the crystal cobalt situation as a cover to justify getting extra guards to protect himself. So it was a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Hmm.
Okay.
So I have to pee like a motherfucker. So I'm gonna take my headphones off and I'm gonna go take a piss, and that will be Travis leaving the room. So in character, I'm saying you have until I finish taking a piss because I've drank a bunch of whiskey.
Fair,
Good thing.
fair enough.
What he actually wants us to do is actually just go.
Do we like want to care? Do we want to care about this guy and fucking this
I
fucking
really
bullshit
We always
arrangement he
ask for
found himself
something,
in?
like gold
Huh?
I think
for
it's
Well,
shady.
Skern.
we
yeah.
definitely should ask for something like a permanent residence in town that we could stay at whenever for free, and
And
like a
keep
bunch of gold and some health potions. You know what I mean? We should definitely ask for stuff if we're gonna do it. But do we want to like go on this fucking like side quest that may or may not tie into what we're gonna be doing with the crystal and all that?
I mean, if the purpose of like the main quest is to protect the town, isn't this also doing that? So like
Right.
they play into each other. It's not like we're doing it for no reason.
It depends
I'm
on
sure-
what those
Like, without
drugs
the
do.
merit.
You know what I mean? If those drugs are making a bunch of dope heads, yeah. But if those drugs are just kind of fun, I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Maybe the astral powder has something to do with maybe the wizard. I don't know. I'm just thinking of
I
every
think the
single
wizard is
What
a
if
druggie.
snorting some fucking astral powder and he's the cartel leader.
I would snort astral.
Right.
Maybe they're working together. Maybe he is the madman. Who knows?
I mean, we haven't tried.
Either way.
We haven't tried grinding up our crystal and seeing if that's the powder.
Good point. Good point.
Good point.
God damn it, the mute one
Austin starts
speaks.
fucking chipping off a piece of it.
This comes to you as an idea because Bin doesn't say anything. It's not
This comes to us an idea.
Oh no, we didn't come up with a resolution yet.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Are we gonna ask him?
Let's get a
I say we
reward.
explore
Trav-
because why not take up a side quest?
Travis
Yeah.
Travis
Yeah.
is coming back into the room after taking a very relieving piss.
Right.
Bin
Who would-
looks
who
at him
would
and does
be the-
like the money thing, like gesture with his fingers.
Who would like to be the mediator for this negotiation? I don't mind, but I don't want to fucking, you know.
I nominate the little one. Not me. The other one. The head
Jade?
You'll
honcho.
play Jackson.
Bin will do it.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, the
Didn't
mute
think about that.
charisma character.
Yeah. No. All right.
Yeah.
So we decided that we can help you with your issue, but we need some compensation. We have a list of demands. These aren't negotiable; they're demands. Okay, we're not helping you with your situation unless you give us these things. We want we want
Here
a
reaches out
permanent
and asks, like,
house.
"Can I have another cup of whiskey?"
We want a permanent house in
perks
Secomber
up.
that we
He
can stay at
perks
for
up at the
free.
idea of more whiskey, and he happily pours it and goes, "Can't drink alone," and just pours like way
Way
more than he should, and just starts throwing it back with you.
Yeah. Bernier is thinking he's sipping on this one, but yeah, he's still glad it's a full glass.
So what are
Right, go-
what are the group's
go ahead,
demands,
Watson.
my dear lizard friend?
The demands are, unless I forget anything, is that we want permanent residence in the town where if we need to, we can stay at for free of charge. We want at least 500 gold each for each one of us,
Oh my gosh.
and one potion for each one of us, and free beer at the tavern for life.
I think we already earned that, but it never hurts to just reiterate it.
No, you guys have just
And
been
then-
stealing alcohol the entire time.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then if you could meet us with those things, we can make sure your problem is solved. We can make sure that they don't bother you anymore.
What would you think would be the first thing to do to help you with this problem?
Not so fast. No, let's make sure he wants to give us what we're asking for. You know what
Your
Just want to get to that.
demands can be met. However,
Very good.
Due to your help, we are able to begin rebuilding Olivin. Abel is going there soon to kind of lead that. So we are trying to recruit as many people as we can to get that town rebuilt and up and running. If you would like us to build a larger house for everyone, we can accommodate that. Um,
I want a
I-
swimming hole in the backyard.
Oh my god, we're gonna have a Big Brother-esque fucking mansion.
Literally, it's
A big swimming hole, and the
They swim
lizard's
up
tail
tavern.
starts wagging.
The sweet life.
Fun fact. This is really exciting for me, and I was not expecting this. At level 5, there is an entire system that I was reading. It was one of the first things I started reading in my DM Master's Guide. D&D Beyond, you guys can sponsor us. No, what is it called? Fuck. It's a whole system, and it's fucking dope, and it's all about um, like having a house and like building different chambers in that house.
Fun.
It's awesome. Yeah.
So
sex
I can set up
control.
whole scenarios for like ambushes and stuff. You know what I mean? Like later on and whatnot.
yeah,
Just
I like
like
that
shops.
idea.
Like,
Like
We're
that
gonna have a
idea.
trap house,
yeah, dude, literally.
so
Fucking
Dude,
like a
whipping up,
literal.
whipping up
lab.
astral dust in the basement.
if you guys are,
Yeah,
are
no,
if you guys
literally
are
have, like, a
willing to
workshop built.
if you guys are willing to wait for the town to get rebuilt, which will take until you guys are level 5, um,
Fine.
we can
Fine.
accommodate that. And as far as the potions, the money, that's fine. We can take
We
care
want
of
that
all
up
of
front,
that.
though. We want the potions and the money up front
No,
because we're probably going to need the potions. We're probably going to need them.
Will you be raising taxes in the town, sir?
No, no, I will not. The money
That
will
would-
be coming. The money will be coming straight from my pocket. As you can tell, I don't
respect
live
that.
lavishly, so I will take
and
care
we'll
of the
claim
gold
whatever
for
we take
you.
from the food fields.
I feel like we're robbing these people.
No,
Let
it's
Kinda how we
negotiating.
do it
It's
in D&D.
it's negotiating. Ben doesn't have a voice.
I-
All right.
shut up, Josh. Stop metagaming.
Ben, yeah, I was gonna say Ben looks like hesitant, but he's like he can't talk.
It's not our fault that you picked a mute character to play D&D online.
Yeah,
Where
learn
the-
how to talk, you fucking stupid.
Don't worry, I'll get it out of him.
Get him,
Finn
guys.
finds his voice.
Do we have a
after being blown
is there,
crystal, he's just traumatized. He has PTSD. He's
is
like,
there a napkin at the table?
Make his character have
Right.
development. Damn it, that's all the DM wants. So I will meet all your needs as long as you're okay with the house being in Ullivin opposed to here in Secomber. Just give us time to build it. If that's an issue, I can always have you lodge in a small house here, or I can pay for lodging at the inn until that time the house is built. That's not an issue. None of that's an issue. As far as your payment up front, um, let me decide. He's kind of just not sure what he wants to have happen with the Thieves Guild. You could tell that like he's having some type of like moral conundrum. Um, and he just goes silent for a second, and then he just looks back up at you guys, and he's like, "Just do me a favor, and just try to make it the least amount of bloodshed possible. Um,
Hmm.
I just want this blackmail to be
Brunier
wiped."
spits out his drink. He's like, what?
Yeah.
I
Johnson crosses his fingers on the table and goes, "Of course, of course."
I said try. I know how things go. I've been on
Yeah.
hunts many times. Things do not go as planned. I will say, at the moment, with the threats being gone, our port is back up to running normal. If you guys, there's no urgency. I'll keep doing this. I'll keep acting like everything is fine. I'll keep everything buried. Um, do you guys want the? I'll just give you guys everything up front. Please just don't screw me, and eventually make your way back here to know that to let me know that it's done, so I can stop this smuggling ring. But don't feel the need to make it a priority. Um, I think what you guys have in your possession is much more dangerous
Maybe
and urgent than my issue.
We could send a bird. We could send a bird. You know what I mean?
yeah,
We'll let you know.
with the
Let you know.
maybe with the guild, maybe we just cut the head off the snake and the rest will crumble. Maybe we find who's in charge, and with him taken out, the rest will just dissolve.
So is this a side quest, or is this going to be a main quest?
It feels side quest.
Yeah, this is
I was
something
gonna say,
something to do along the way where I'm
if
sure
we-
we'll find out more.
If we can't even do anything
Yeah.
until 5,
What did you just do? I didn't hear you, Bobby.
I said it's a side quest. I'm just trying to make the world
Oh,
more
okay, cool.
lively.
I was like,
Yeah.
I
if we
like it.
can't, if we're
No.
not even going to get the benefits until 5, we can probably mull around a little bit at least.
Yeah, we
So
gotta
now-
level up. We gotta get stronger before we go talk to this fucking wizard. So that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you guys want to say to the mayor before we kind of conclude?
well, is there anything else that he wants to tell us about that we should be concerned about? Is there anything that he?
We know when the shipment's coming in. We probably won't find out. Do you know where the shipments go after they're picked up at the dock? After they're picked up at the port?
I have a plan. We don't need to know. We could just hide in some shipments and get on the shipment, and just wherever we end up, we just pop out. Boop, we're here, motherfucker, and kind of
We
sneak around and figure it out.
Sneak around
been
and
paying
act
for
loose.
lodging?
No, I think we earned it
Okay.
because we
I'm
saved
gonna
it now.
sluice that astral powder right into my pocket. This astral powder, we're not gonna be astral planing, fighting with anybody, are we? That's just fun drug time,
It's just
or is it?
well, that's why it's
Dude, I'm gonna
illegal
be
because
chasing
it's
the dragon.
supposed to be just
astral
fun drug
Astral
time.
dragon.
It's supposed to be just
It's
fun drug time, but
it's
it could
supposed to be, but
something
that's
more.
why it's illegal.
By
There's
the way,
there's
Goxie, do you have
such
any more of that hashish?
Too much.
Yeah. I know. I remember we did that the one session. We never touched it again.
Yeah, made us sick.
I know. But okay. We will take care of this for now. In
Do
the
we need to ask
meantime,
him anything else? Do we want to know anything?
I think
So he
honestly,
just likes to hunt. He's a hunter.
Yeah, he's just a hunter
Right.
that he's a hunter that took over the town for its best interest, so that way like an outsider wouldn't come in because it's a pretty simple like hunting farming town, so he took it over because that's kind of who he is as a person, so he wanted to keep them kind of it within their own roots. Um so as you guys are getting up to leave, taking your last swigs of whiskey, he nods and he thanks all of you, and he just says, "Listen, please don't make this a priority. What you guys have in your possession is so much more important and so much more dangerous. Um, so just no matter what you
So
do,
he has no gun.
just be careful. But I think getting more answers, the sooner the better. Um, yeah, thank you, and
Doesn't know
just
anything.
what's that?
Sorry, I was like, he doesn't know anything about.
No, I mean he pretty much said everything he knows. Just a quick recap, like kind of aware, like he, the tower, the wizard in the tower, all that good stuff.
Okay, cool.
Interesting.
Cool. All right, well, fucking deuces.
Peace.
No, actually,
Works for me.
I was like, should I
Yeah.
steal something from him? I'm not gonna steal.
Did I steal something?
Dave. I was like, oh, I should steal. No. Thought
Rainier
about
pounds
it.
the
I really did.
whiskey, and he was like, "We will look into it and keep you posted on any updates."
Thank you. And
So everyone, make
discretion
sure
is the
you.
only thing that I ask for, please. No one knows about this except for the 3 dock workers at the dock, obviously. And
3 too many.
they're good
That's right.
people, and I'm paying them a lot of money to keep them hush hush and to keep them safe. I've known them my whole life. They're good people. They're honest people. They're sticking their neck out for me to get this stuff loaded into these boats. So
Oh, so
they'll be
So
just
they are
fine.
not part of the guild. They
they're
are on your
also
payroll.
being blackmailed.
They're not being blackmailed. They
Hmm.
are just doing me a favor by helping this process along. So I'm giving them a lot of money to compensate for it accordingly.
Okay.
Well,
So
that
now
means
we have
it'll
the
be easy to
500 gold
convince.
potion and the free booze.
Yes.
So
you
everyone
have,
gets
you,
1 potion and 500 gold.
Yes. So I will say
Oh, yeah.
everyone gets
Who's paying us
a.
now?
Yeah, I would say he
'Cause We're
leaves.
probably not gonna make it back too soon. What?
I would say he goes to his room. He comes back with like 5 like big like satchels, and he gives you all 500 gold, and he gives you each, we'll say, a supreme healing potion.
Supreme healing potion. Okay.
Supreme.
Supreme. How do
Okay,
I do
let's.
that?
All right, after that, let's rat him out to the town.
Yeah. All right, we got the money. Let's get him the fuck out of here. Get someone new appointed.
Hey,
How much gold is it, Bobby?
Mayor's crooked.
500.
Junior goes running into the streets.
I will.
He's sold out.
He's a crook. He's a crook. Like, pull him out by his fucking ankles. All the villagers just go in there and fucking kill him.
I know.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
I will say that like in the time that you spent in these towns, you haven't heard anybody say anything negative about him, despite him being gone for like a long period of time. So you would assume that like because you don't hear anybody say anything, he's generally, as far as like a political figure go, he's pretty well accepted. He People like him because he's always doing stuff to look out for the town. Um,
Mm.
so it's one of those things that ratting him out probably won't really get that far, just because they do like him and they do
Oh yeah,
appreciate like.
I'm
Mm.
joking.
Yeah, we're just fucking around. Yeah.
Gotcha.
How the hell do I add this item to my?
Um,
Do you mind if
Why
we wrap
can't I
things up
So-
around here? I'm so tired.
Bobby?
I heard you. I heard.
What's that?
I think
Do you mind if we wrap stuff
James
around
said.
here? I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm so sleepy.
No
Oh,
worries.
sorry.
Sorry, you cut
I
out
was-
when I.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was looking at the time and I saw it was 11 o'clock, so I was going to ask you guys if this is where you wanted to end.
Let it.
All good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I cannot figure out. I do not mind that at all, but I cannot
I
figure out
got you.
how I.
I got you, ready. So go to your inventory and then
Yeah.
go.
Supreme.
What?
I'm gonna start putting stuff.
Are we looking up Supreme Potion or just Potion?
Be
So
healing
it's
potion
list-
supreme.
yeah, potion of healing, and then it says superior. I thought, not supreme, right? Superior.
I thought Bobby said supreme.
Supreme, yeah.
Bobby.
Potion of healing.
Supreme?
Oh, I thought it was superior.
No, Supreme.
Supreme.
Um,
Taco supreme. Burrito supreme.
maybe
I
I
didn't
did
see
mean
that. I said-
superior.
Supreme is
Yeah,
like the high tier.
Yeah, Supreme then.
Why, so-
So supreme.
I got Potion of Climbing, Potion of something
So
else.
you can type in keywords. If you just type in
type
healing,
like potion healing.
just type in healing. by itself, and then you'll see all of the potions of healing will pop up.
Healing.
Like
Potion
all
of
the everything
healing.
of healing will pop up. So potion of
Yeah.
healing supreme is in purple.
Potion of healing supreme. I want that one, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Add
Oh,
to
why equipment. I don't understand the difference. Equipment, backpack, quiver, or robe. I could put
You
this
have
in my robe.
Yeah, so you'd have to pull something out of your backpack if it's in there, but if it's in your equipment, you could just take it off your your chest or whatever, you know what I mean, and just have it. So you
But you
won't
can
have to do an
Right.
action to pull
But
it
you
out
can
of your
only have
backpack.
so much stuff at once.
Exactly.
So you can't have like 20 potions in your equipment.
Yeah.
Why is this? What is this? Goku?
It's Goku wearing a Supreme shirt.
That potion of supreme. This was so fun. I don't know what it was about this session, but it was so much fun.
That was the shopping.
I'm just kind of like, it was the
We went shopping.
Yeah, I think the characters is really starting to come together.
hmm
retail
You know,
therapy.
I think
that was it.
And listen, guys, you guys might not be thinking it right now, but I think getting that house in the cards for us is gonna pay off in the future. Okay, we're gonna
No.
have a fucking
yeah.
mansion.
All
Eventually,
the
I want to find a way to get like a portal in that bitch to go to towns
We
directly. You know what I'm
all
saying?
we need all the STDs and STIs we can get, so we get perks.
Right.
So I found it
We
on. I looked through and I found, and then I lost it. I was really excited when you mentioned the house. I was not expecting that, and I was trying to figure out originally when I had designed the idea of Olivin being like this destroyed town and you guys going in and helping him cleanse it. It was because I was like, oh, maybe I can have them have it be rebuilt and give them like a house there as like a thank you later on. Because when I was reading
That works. Yeah, perfectly.
the D&D Beyond or the D&D like guide, I came across this whole thing and now I can't fucking find it again. They're called bastions. Um,
Mm.
and where the fuck did it go? Basically, like you put money into this bastion, and like over time, you can like basically like hire people to build like different rooms in the building. Where the fuck did it go? I had the page and I lost it, which sucks. And basically, it gives you like extra boosts on stuff.
Cool.
You got
So
those little post-it note tabs, so that when you see something you're interested in, you just gotta post it on there.
Mm.
yeah, I have way too much going on in my head to do that.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
I was
don't. I mean, you don't gotta worry about the specifics now, but yeah, I mean, it's a cool concept in general. Just the fact that like it's gonna be something that we can build upon over time and like
Yes.
Oh,
go
absolutely.
back to if need be. You know.
Yeah, no, definitely. And there's even like a page called like Bastion Tracker that kind of you can like keep track of like all the facilities, but I did find it. So they have like a bunch of pages on it of just like a level 9 like it looks like you put money into it to level it up. So like a level 9 bastion facility, you can build a training arena and then you can get like expert training. So you can get like battle expert. When you take damage from an attack made with an unarmed strike or a weapon, you can take a reaction to reduce the damage by 1d4. Um so it's just like it's a bunch of stuff like that. Like you can build like a theater um, theatrical
That's
event.
cool.
When you issue the empower order to this facility, its hirelings begin work on a theatrical production or concert. Rehearsals and other preparations take 14 days, followed by at least 7 days of performances. The performances can continue indefinitely until the new production is underway. Um, and then you can, yeah, it just is like a bunch of stuff that is like really into like building your character.
Mm.
In like an interesting way. Like there's libraries that I'm assuming are for like wizards and stuff like that. So it was like something I was like, this is really dope. And how would I convince people to give a shit about this? So when you said, "Oh, we want a house," I was like, my mind immediately went to like all of it. And I was like, "Oh, that'd be fucking perfect."
Yeah.
It works out.
It weirdly enough does work out, but
Right.
that was a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
feel like I had the right
So
amount
much
of
time
prep
buying
work
stuff.
and the right amount of fucking oh shit improv moment.
Right.
It worked out.
Sandbox. It's a nice mix.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's impossible to prepare for everything, and I feel like um I'm to a point where like I'm the right amount of nervous. I feel like that like imposter syndrome kind of vibe has like dissipated.